hello. Oh, hello. We have a blue lip moment going on today. Happy to see you all. How is everybody doing? My bangs are a little goofy though, huh? I guess that's a problem with having like different stripe colors that you can see when like my hair's like, I don't know. Hi. Okay, so we have another interview to watch today. The good news is I watched through it this morning, but like not, I didn't pay like super a lot of attention to it. But Ron is not nearly as bad as he was in the last one. He was a goon. He certainly was. Oh, Hunter, hi. It's so good to see you, friend. Yes, as Hunter says, please pop a like on the stream. Would appreciate that. Ooh, Pippi. Oh, hello. Pippi's here, everybody. Hi. I do need to make, emojis of all my cats, I think. I'll do it eventually. So that, like, when my cats show up on stream, you guys can, like, flood the chat with my cats' faces. It'd be really fun. I keep meaning to do that. I just don't remember until the moment I hit the live button. And I'm like, oh, yeah. No, Pickle Ron is still here, guys. He's just much better in this one. He still has his moments, okay? But he's much better and not as interrupty this time around. Still a little bit, but he's not as infuriating as the last time. Yeah, so actually, so right now we have the panel up here, but Holly is also gonna pop in again too, and she has some interesting things to say. So she's not on here yet, but she will be. Oops, I guess I could close that, huh? Okay. And one thing before oh, go away. Okay. You don't need to know how hot it is where I'm at. It's 99 degrees, by the way. Welcome to Phoenix in October. Okay. So actually, I do want to show you this woman first. This lady, this is Christina Buster, and she's going to be speaking out a bit today. She went through the manor twice, and the moment I saw her pop up on this panel here, I'm like, oh my god, I recognize her, because like if you've ever like looked through any of Russ McKamey's content, you've seen her face, because she's gone through the manor twice, and she's not only is she in one of the more popular videos, which I featured. It's the one where there's Rosie and James, I think. They're the married couple that showed up, and they like locked Rosie in a freezer, and then James got all pissed off, and he's like, I didn't come here to be beaten. They're like from the UK or something. She was also on that tour. So that video has like 850,000 views or something wild like that. So she's part of one of the more famous tours, I suppose. But also, she was also on a tour. Was this the same one? Well, because she was definitely on two. I think this is definitely a different one. The one that I'm going to show you right now. She was, when The Guardian did their video about McKamey Manor, she was in this video. She was there for the taping of The Guardian's, all that stuff. So, I mean, we're not going to watch this whole thing. I skipped to the part. But so you guys can see who she is. Yeah. It's cold there. Well, Hunter, you are in the southern hemisphere. So... I'm so excited for cold weather though. It was getting nice here for like a second. We had 1 or 2 days that was like 82, which is nice. That's like approaching sweater weather if you're a lifelong Phoenician. But no, it's hot again. It was 100. I think 101 was the high today. Hi Tanya, good to see you. Yeah. All right. So let's I just so we can all get a feel here of who this woman is before she starts talking.
Hurry up.
I'm going. Take the key.
Jeez.
There
Hurry
she
up.
is.
Go.
That's her.
Get down there. Go. Hurry up. So this is the moment you've been waiting for. So say hello to all your fans out there.
Hello.
Because I'm telling you right now that most likely she's going to look completely different by the time we're done with her.
How long did you last last time?
How long?
I went in.
Cool.
Then I got.
Yeah, how long did you last before we had to just take you out?
I don't know. I did the short tour.
You understand me? Say it loud. Tell me you understand what I'm telling
Yeah.
you. No. Yes, what? Tell me what I
See,
just
that
told
was that
you,
Rosie
Christina.
girl.
I live in Kuwait. So for myself to travel from Kuwait just to come to McCamey Manor, it's approximately a 19-hour flight. My motivation for doing a second time is to see if I can push myself even further than when I went the first time. Big mistake, probably.
Change locations right now. Follow me. Wait there. Wait till I get it.
So
God. Yeah, I'm all right.
this is still he all fell. Russ is on the ground. What a ding dong. So yeah, this was still back in the San Diego days. I'm like, where are they? They look like this looks like they'd be in Tennessee or something, right? But like, no, this is definitely when they're still in California. But yeah, this is the second time she went through. Anyway, yeah, we got her signing the contract here, already covered in blood and paint and shit, fake blood, of course. And then I don't know. I'm not gonna show it all to you because it can be disturbing. Those Russ's kids or whatever. Okay, maybe there's not much left. I think at one point they show her like afterwards, and she's just all kinds of messed up. Anyway, that is who's gonna be speaking out today. This woman. So some interesting stuff. So, and then also we got a little bit of Holly. This guy, and this guy a little bit. His audio is really annoying. I can't even remember if he gets all of his story out, and even I don't even know if it's relevant. Anyway, do we think he talked her into it? You mean coming in the second time? I think so. And she mentions, she goes into it here, about her second tour and how it was like Russ made it like super personal in a bad way. Yeah, she did this twice. And the thing is too is that she wasn't, from what I know, I don't know why she would be, but she wasn't romantically involved with Russ. But the people who were, like Holly and Susan, they went through the manor multiple times, but again, because they were coerced to do so. So yeah, good times. Oh, we got all the Australians in the chat. That's great. Yeah, she'll explain it. I don't remember exactly all of what she said, but I do remember it being interesting. So, all right.
Welcome to the panel. Thank you so much. And also, I want to apologize to everyone who's had to deal with me using Facebook. Right? I never use Facebook, and a lot of you, I can feel you.
I started it here because I'm like, okay, he's just asking Christina a question and she'll go into it. Nope, I was wrong. Ron's still talking. Oh yeah, just a reminder, because on my last live stream on the replay, there are a bunch of people who I guess are new to commentary YouTube. So I'll just say this right now. These videos, these interviews, if you want to watch them uninterrupted by commentary, they are on the McCamey Manor Exposed YouTube channel. It's literally just called McCamey Manor Exposed. They have a playlist of all of them. There's like 14 videos or something like that. You are more than welcome to go watch these yourselves. Plural, because there's multiple people. But you're on a commentary YouTube channel. So if I were to just play this without stopping and saying things, then it wouldn't be fair use. So I have to provide commentary. That's what makes this okay for me to stream. Welcome to commentary YouTube. Okay, so if you're gonna bitch and moan about me pausing too much and talking, just go watch the video yourself. Okay.
Going, why is this guy not just adding people? Why aren't you just finding these people? It's just a nightmare. So, Christina, thank you for putting up with that for a start, and thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about who you are and how you fit into this epic saga.
Well, actually, I'm sick, so I'm like working off a flu right now.
Well, I do apologize. Thank you for still joining us. It's one of those things. I think everybody's just going to rally from their goddamn deathbed, I think, to have their say on this topic. To be perfectly honest.
I came in contact with Russ McCamey back in 2014, and that was my first tour that I took, and I actually flew in from Kuwait to take it. And then I came back in 2015.
You say damn.
Yeah, and then came back in 2015.
Wait,
and
guys.
did it again.
I don't even know where Kuwait is. Someone in the chat knows. Where's Kuwait? Can someone tell me where Kuwait is? It sounds like somewhere very far.
And then I came back a third time and did it in 2016. And really
I didn't know she did it 3 times.
Problem
wow.
with Russ until after 2016. And there were some issues that came up and kind of made my tour personal. And this is where this whole entire issue, and I've been kind of silent for 3 years. I've been under the radar, and I'm kind of tired of his bullshit, to be honest.
Well, I'll tell you what, Christina, what we'll do is
I'll tell you what,
we'll get everyone else introduced and we'll just rally right back to you, because I feel like you're about ready to punch your fucking computer in the face with your sort of 10-upness for this. I feel it. So we'll
next
be
to
coming
Saudi
back
Arabia.
to you right away. But Anthony, welcome. What is happening? And just want to say thank you very much for joining us. Anthony is
I'm learning
himself, and he's an interesting character, I have to say, for a part in the show later. So just introduce yourself, sir, and thank you for joining us.
All right, my name is Anthony Silvas. Myself and my family, we operate what we like to call an extreme terror experience called Catus Silvas. We don't call it a haunted house because that's not what it is. We all have backgrounds in the traditional haunted house walkthrough business.
At least somebody knows that you can't. Great job that you can't call these a haunted house. Who's texting me right now? Paulo? I swear to God. What do you do? I think he's... Paulo, are you here? If he's not, he will be. What was I talking about before Paulo? That's my best friend. Okay. Oh yeah. Calling it a haunted house. Like, Russ calls this thing a haunted house, and it's like super not. It obviously used to be when was that? Like 2007. Like the beginning of this whole thing, it was like a neighborhood haunted house, but it turned into a scorcher chamber real quick. But he still calls it a haunt. It's so stupid. At least this guy's like, yeah, we do something similar to what Russ does, but like, we're not gonna sit here and call it a haunted house. Like, talk about false advertising.
I've been in it for 30 years. Wow. Doing traditional haunted houses, set designs, everything, to building shit, to teaching young kids how to be scare actors. The whole family is involved in the haunted house building business. We operate the longest running haunted attraction in Nashville, possibly all of Tennessee. So that's
they're
my
in
background.
Tennessee too?
God damn. So you could...
That's interesting because MCKAMEY Manor was in San Diego, and then he ended up moving to Tennessee, and it's like, if arguably one of the bigger and more famous haunts or terror experiences is also in Tennessee, what is it about Tennessee? What is it about Tennessee that makes everyone want to operate there? But also, like, talk about like competition, but like, it's not competition now because what Russ does is just bullshit, just rolling around in his front yard. But like, back then, you know, it's closed now. Wait, what's closed now? This guy's thing? I mean, I can imagine that, because this was in okay, I think this interview was 2019, I want to say, so it's before COVID. I can imagine that a lot of these haunted attractions, haunted house things never really came back to life after COVID, you know. Russ was running things and still doing tours through COVID. It's like, wow. Oh, Hunter, that's so sweet.
You see, you're
the only
you're
10
a tad
I
of an
see.
expert on the
yes,
subject.
I am absolutely an expert on the haunted attractions business.
Scaring the shit out of the public. You're the guy to come to. This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And is there any conspiracy series surrounding your attraction? Is there any
it's got to be
mass
something
waves
like that.
of insanity that follows Russ that seems to any of that connection to you? I mean, is it every haunt, or is it just Russ that creates?
It's just Russ.
What a surprise! Did anyone else think there was going to be any other fucking answer than that? The guy's a fucking Fruit Loop. So. Carry on, Andy. Tell us more, because like 30 years experience and your whole family doing it, that is by far the coolest family business that I've heard of on this channel.
Right.
So That's amazing. We're going to play
Now,
some
to make things clear,
Yeah.
I want to clarify this. We do not own the slaughterhouse, but we are the ones that keep the doors open.
Okay. I don't know what that is. So for the people out there that don't know what the slaughterhouse is, just fire a little bit of information.
The slaughterhouse, you can look it up on the web. It's if you go to fullmooncineplex.com or look up Nashville Slaughterhouse. It is a traditional haunted attraction in an old movie theater. Okay. Inside the building is also a tattoo shop where we get most of our tattoo work done, like right here.
Dude, that's so cool.
And it is also a movie theater.
I mean, like, I hate haunted houses and stuff like this. Like, I at one point I had a friend who like did makeup at one of them, so like I went to a few of them with her, and like thankfully like I never had like I got to walk through like while the actors weren't there and stuff, so like, but I can't do that shit. I cannot. I forgot what he was just saying though regarding that. I'm gonna look this place up and see why it closed down though.
Yeah. All right. We have it all under one roof, and we operate during a traditional haunted house season.
I was gonna say, like, how cool would it be to go through a haunted house and then, like, you know how when you go to a museum and you like wind up at the gift shop at the end? Well, instead you're like time to get a tattoo. Hell yeah. See, that's a great business idea. And if they're closed down, that makes me sad.
We also put on a tattoo and horror festival in the spring. We'll be doing that Easter weekend this coming spring. I've been doing this stuff since 1989. We are the longest running haunted attraction in Nashville, possibly the state of Tennessee, but I can't verify that.
Well, listen, I think we all look forward to hearing more about that when we come back round just shortly. And someone else that's here with us, of course, down there, Superman up to the max, Mr. Trent. I just want to say as well, everyone involved in this, right, has like the craziest bunch of names. Like
So this slaughterhouse place is open still. They're open this year. But he said they don't own it. It's something else. Silvis. I forget how to spell it. It's like something weird. Something Silvis. I don't know.
All sound like a 1960s detective novel character that are playing out. You know what I mean? Trent McConnell. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm goddamn Detective Trent McConnell. Do you know what I'm saying? That is a straight up like TV detective name, brother. So welcome. Tell us how you fit into all of this.
Well,
when I try to Google his thing, it just comes up with McCamey Manor shit, which is really annoying.
So,
whatever. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can hear you. You might need to speak up a little bit, but yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Right on. What's up, man?
Right on.
Where do you want me to start, Ron?
If you just introduce yourself, brother, and give us a couple of minutes of where you fit in, and then we'll circle back round for the meat of your tale, shall we say?
Iska. Okay, before he gets going, thank you, Iska, for donating 5 memberships.
It's a pop-tart party right now. Look at all the pop-tarts in here. Everybody has a pop-tart by their icon. Hey, more pop-tarts in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Cadis Silvis, that's what I was trying to... I couldn't remember what the first word was. I'll look it up then if they have a Facebook talking about a Cadis Silvis production. Is that what it is? I don't know. I'll keep looking. I'll press play though.
Well, anyway, I'm Trent McConnell. I have been here. I'm a local here, and I started following the Manor and stuff about. Oh man!
It says no posts available.
And got to know him, man. Got to watching his videos, watching his stuff on Saturdays. You know, it was like watching football. You know, I mean, all this silly Saturday shit we watched. And there was some talk about his sign that got stolen. And, you know, my kids. I got kids here, and
look, there's Holly.
Watching some of the Saturday stuff, you know. I mean, I was really into it, and I didn't really I didn't let them watch the graphic stuff. I let them watch the crazy stuff in
okay.
front yard, all that stuff. And I kind of, the other stuff I would watch at night and when they weren't around. And anyway, we got pretty much sucked up into it after.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit, Trent.
Yeah, I don't even know what this guy's talking about.
Yeah,
Dude.
you're breaking up a little bit. Do you have a headset by anything or with?
Somehow Holly is even more gorgeous today than she was in the last one. Like, what is happening? I just, like, every time I see this woman, I'm like, God damn, she's beautiful. And then you see Russ. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a dick, but, I mean, fuck Russ McKamey, right? He's an ass. He's a nasty ass.
Listen,
back, man.
You are super welcome. And I hope that since you touched base with us, everything's been good and you feel like everything is heading in a positive directions. And
all I have to say is ding dong, the witch is almost gone.
Yeah. And that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's what I want to hear. And I don't know, there was something posted earlier today. Let me just have a little look here.
Then there's Dusty Rusty.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just move this over this side so that we don't get that crazy screen. So I've seen this today. I don't know if it's 100% true or what's going on. I mean, I'm sure you guys will know more than me, but I mean, Russ just announced that he is temporarily out of business. Laugh out loud.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's fantastic.
So again, this was I'm pretty sure 2019. He moved out to Tennessee in 2017, and I know he was temporarily out of business then. I didn't know that he had a temporarily out of business thing in 2019 also. I wonder what that was about. Clearly it didn't last very long. I mean, that's the point of the word temporary, I guess, but
yes,
hallelujah.
Yes,
hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut back for 1 second, and I'm going to just put up the second image that goes along with that. Just give me one moment.
Come on, Ron. Get with it.
And then
oh my God, they're taking
here.
forever. Okay.
And yeah, this was the one that went with it. So just so you guys can see it all here.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know anything about all of this at all.
So yeah, it looks like
the land is
there's
being
some
sold by
progress
the
made
owner.
on no one else having to endure the madness that.
Oh, no, it can't be, because he had that second plot of land in Tennessee. Well, he didn't own it. Like some guy, he's still friends with the guy's kids or something. I said it in the video. I don't really remember. Where he had that big, where he filmed that video and there was a big pond or lake or whatever it was. I wonder if that's what they're talking about, but I think that happened closer to 2017. I don't know. No, it's not closed down, Migs. This is an old interview from 2019. So it is not closed down, and even at this time, I don't know what it was about. Selling off a plot of land or something. Because he's always just, I don't know. This is confusing. I feel like this was just some kind of weird, side tangent that happened back then. It's irrelevant now because he's still operating today.
Many of you have gone through. And
hallelujah. Oh, my gosh.
Right, I'm curious.
Great stuff, Holly.
Anthony, Anthony, you were saying that you'd seen a video on this, right?
Yeah, I saw the live video. And
okay.
I haven't seen Holly in a long time, but it's good to see that she's okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Anthony.
I'm really glad that it's a positive panel.
Wait, this is off topic, but listen, if you guys say no, then we don't have to. But McKamey Manor Exposed posted a really gross video, I think today, if not yesterday. Do you guys want to watch it? And you're okay. I'm telling you, it's fucking nasty. But it's not it's not like I can't post it on YouTube nasty. It's like you will probably throw up in your mouth with Holly and Russ. Let me know if you want to see it, because I'll pull it up right now. It's so bad.
I swear to God, Christina, I swear, thank you for being here. You, honestly, I know you're ill. So what I want to do is just for the sake of Christina and being ill, she's the only one with a blanket,
oh,
right?
Fuck,
so
everybody is saying yes.
Ill,
Everybody's saying yes.
So
okay. They haven't gotten to anything important yet. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up. You're not allowed to hate me for this, okay? What I'm about to show you is going to really make you upset.
No.
This video is called The Toenail.
No, do you promise that you will buy me a bicycle if I do this?
Okay.
No, say truthies.
But you gotta get in there and dig it with your teeth. You gotta take that toenail with your teeth and you gotta peel it all the way. So look at this thing. So it's gotta go.
That's Russ McKamey's toenail.
So it's gotta go all the way over here.
But then you buy me a bike,
Rip.
right? But then you
look.
buy me a bike. Will you buy me a bike?
What are you kicking me for?
Well, will you buy me a bike?
Sure.
You promise?
Yeah.
She was gonna do it, dude.
Look at that thing. Look how thick it is. It's gotta
Okay, you promise you'll buy me a
rip.
bike.
It's gotta be deep.
Okay, you ready?
Deep. Gotta get in.
Okay, but you promise to buy me a bike.
Go ahead. Now hold on. Now, I didn't say what kind of bike.
Oh, come on, a bicycle.
What?
A bicycle.
There's a lot of kind of bicycles. My choice?
Oh, it better not be a little girl's bike. I'm not driving a little tricycle.
My choice?
No.
What?
I want like a mongoose, a good
Okay,
one.
come on, go ahead then.
Okay, you promise?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. Say truthies.
Truthies. Go ahead. Now hold on, I didn't say when I would buy the bike.
Tell me. You'll buy it to me after the show.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
When?
Just pull out my
1 year.
tooth.
Oh, forget that.
Oh, see how you are?
I want
Say
it.
goodbye, everybody.
I'm a freaking
I'm
bike.
not doing it.
No, but are you gonna do the bicycle?
No.
Why?
You don't do it right. No, you can't hurt. You can't hurt. You gotta dig inside of it. Honey, I don't want you to do that. It's kind of gross.
It's horribly gross.
It's not really. It's just normal human stuff, honey.
Yeah, but then you put it in your teeth. And
You
brush
can't
your
prove
teeth.
that. That's not true, everybody. It's true.
He puts it in his teeth.
Have that in my documentary.
I'm not gonna do that to you. That's grossly inappropriate.
Goodbye. No, it's not.
Grossly inappropriate.
Everybody does that.
No, they don't.
Oh, you don't know anything.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Chris if he does that. I'm like, hey, Chris, she's like, no, seriously, I'm gonna have.
He'll say, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Why?
Okay, and I'm like, okay, cool, because I do it too.
And that's that. What do we think? It's just, it makes me so sad because, like, then you see Holly now and you're like, oh, she's so sweet. And it's like, but that's the shit that Russ had her doing and she was gonna do it, dude. What she begs for off camera. I mean, imagine what he makes her do off camera, you know? Also, yeah, he's just like, oh, yeah, what'd she say? You just put it between your teeth. Like, does she mean, like, his toenail clippings and then he, like, chews on them? Or does he put his whole toe in his mouth? Because I don't think that Russ can even stretch that way. Yeah. I would like to unsee that. Hey, you guys asked for it, so. I did bring it up, though, so. Yeah, no, that's wild. That shit is wild. Because, like, I mean, there are a lot of red flags there. But, like, if you think about how, like, what Susan was saying in the video, she was saying that there were times where he would chew up food and try to get her to eat it out of his mouth. And now here he is, like, rip off my toenail with your teeth, sweetie. Like, that's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. Anyway, get me a signed contract with the date of delivery for a good bike. I'll bite a toenail. Russ McKamey's toenail, though, like, it could probably be a cleaner toe, you know? I don't know, because those toenails were long and unkempt, there's probably so much dirt and gross shit underneath that toenail. Okay, sorry. I'll press play. I thought that these interviews started like way sooner than they do, so I'm sorry that we've been sitting here.
I'm just going to just circle straight back round to her. I do apologize.
Can we please?
Oh,
for fart's sake.
It's fireworks. It's fireworks night here. It's fireworks night here tonight, and there's fireworks going off, even though it's 2 o'clock in the morning. This is Scotland. So the dog is going to freak out from
It's
time
been
to time.
everywhere, yeah.
And the house is still fusing, so that might happen as well. But we all know what we're doing.
Hey, Ron, no one cares.
Herself, does Russ accept donations to avoid paying taxes for his business income? That's an interesting one. That's another one for the Small Business Association lawyer team that we're putting together, which we'll talk about at some point.
It's so frustrating because like you hear them talk about all this stuff, like they're celebrating that he's temporarily out of business. He's like, we're putting together a lawyer team, and again, this was 2019, I think, so a few years ago, and it's like nothing ever came of any of that, huh? You know, fuck. It's just a bummer because they really were trying. I really do hope that what Reckless Ben and his friends are doing really does something. Like nothing has ever been done before to shut him down, really. I mean, he moved from San Diego to Tennessee at one point. That's basically the best we've got, but he's still operating and people are somehow still showing up. So
bones, teeth, what was the worst? Does anybody want to just quickly answer that for a name change? Was there any bones broken and teeth? Was there anything worse than that went on?
I personally had no broken bones or anything of that nature.
No, okay. Yeah. From what I heard on a video I was sent today, at one point he was planning a live stream with a hypnotized girl where he was going to allow his audience to choose an instrument that he was going to shove through one of her limbs.
There's no way.
Fun! So that's going to be talked about on the channel as well, so don't worry about that. But I just want to say a big thank you to Name Change and Stealth herself. Yeah, does Ross accept donations as a way to avoid paying tax and business income? That's a really good question. True Love, you've joined us down in the little bit down there. Don't worry, we'll need to rotate you in, but we'll get there. So, just for the sake of this poor lady's health, we're going to just throw Christina in to tell her story.
13 minutes
Christina,
later,
I'm going to make you full screen for you to tell your story, so I hope you're okay with that. If you've got any issues with the stream or anything like that, just let me know. So, everybody just welcome Christina, and we will circle back to everybody. Everyone is going to get time to tell their story. We'll try and keep it maybe 2.5 hours max tonight, just because Ron needs to, I need to sleep at some point. Sleeps for the week, Ron. I know, Ron. Right,
Ron, Christina, I think you need to go to sleep.
Welcome to the chat.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. There's a couple of people whose mics are open. I think it's Trent. I'm just gonna mute your mic for a second, Trent, until I figure out which one of you is making that weird sound.
This is accidental.
It was you, Trent. It's just feedback from your phone, mate. Don't stress about it.
Danielle, thank you for joining.
The floor is yours.
Finally, fuck.
My name's Christina Buster. I actually went through the manor. I'm sorry for my head's a little bit stuffed up. I'm on the couch with the flu, wrapped up in a blanket. So kind of like when my story begins with Russ, is I went through the manor in 2014, came from Kuwait, flew and took a tour, and then I went back in 2015. And a lot of people in the video see my hair getting cut and all this crazy stuff going on, and see that I was highly upset about getting my hair cut. I don't really give a shit, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I was upset, but it didn't deter me from not coming back.
Okay.
And I did not have issues with Russ until 2016. And where this all started from, and I've been quiet for the last 3 years, and I've been dormant, but I have been in the background watching his craziness, his antics, and everything else, and slandering me. And I've just basically had enough of his bullshit in so many words. So,
well, it sounds like it seems like the same story on repeat with people. There's pressing, bullying, and slanderous behavior. It's ridiculous. So
I've gone on with my life, but I'm going to answer questions for people because people want to be sipping his Kool-Aid, and they're going to hear it straight from me, straight from the horse's mouth. Now, back in 2016, where all this crap started, was that he had an issue with an ex-actor by the name of Dakota that used to work with him, that is in my video back in 2015. He's one of the actors, and at the end of the video, I'm sitting on the couch with him. Okay. So Russ had a disagreement with him, left him at a bus station out in no man's land, out in New Mexico, I believe it was.
Was he
So
Oscar
the actor called
Pikoshka?
me asking for help. And I'm one of those people that I will give the shirt off my own back to somebody that needs it more than I do.
Yeah.
So I helped this person get home. Now, there were accusations that Russ made that this ex-actor did. And I'm not going to bring his name into this video and everything else, because it's disrespectful to that person without asking him first to bring his name into it.
She already gave
course,
us
yeah, I
his name,
agree.
though.
So,
like, no offense, Christina, but you already told us his name, although I already forgot it. Did she say, like, Dakota or something? I think. I wonder if that's the guy, and, I mean, who knows? And I don't want to speculate, but I'm going to speculate. But, I added it in the video, too, where Russ is saying that they got rid of all the child actors because one of his people who was not a child actor was being inappropriate with the minor actors that he had there. And I want to say during Christina's tours, at least the first few, I want to say there were still like minors acting there, like 16-year-olds or something like that. But I don't know. Is that another guy? Was that a whole other thing? And then you hired more actors and they all had issues too? Because Russ also said he had no issue with the fact that after they got rid of all the child actors, they brought in obviously adult actors, and one of them had punched a cop and another one had a felony for something else. Like, he was just like openly hiring people with felonies, and he's like, yeah, they told me straight up that they'd been to jail multiple times and I'm okay with that. It's like, okay. Okay, Russ. What kind of fucking place are you operating here? So I wonder if it's that guy or if it's just a totally different guy. That's just another guy. There were just other issues with other people. I guess that wouldn't shock me either. Yeah, it's not hiring because they're not paid. So they all volunteer. Recruit, I guess? I don't know.
There were accusations that were made by Russ that he did some stuff while he was living in the house against Carol. I wasn't there. I know nothing about it. So it's two people's stories.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with me at all. That is between Russ,
Look at
that
this little
individual,
kangaroo.
and Carol. So anyhow, I became friends with this individual after helping them. And back in 2016, the person decided he dropped me off at my tour, the one that Russ had an issue with.
Okay.
My tour became personal, and
Okay.
Russ made my tour personal. And
All right.
here there was either people that were videotaping, or they were from a magazine on the day of my tour.
Okay.
I think that's
My
what
daughter was
that
there.
video I just showed you.
And
Okay.
he made some comments to my daughter
Oh, hey,
that
Sav.
made my daughter feel very goddamn uncomfortable during the contract signing. And
What
the other people,
what made your daughter feel uncomfortable?
he made, this is going back 3 years ago, so to remember the exact comments,
Okay.
I don't know the exact comments, to be
Okay,
honest.
well, you know, paraphrasing when we know that you're paraphrasing that's okay. That's legally all right to say this is how you remember something, but it could be slightly different.
Correct. So the people there in the background that are either that are witnessing this from the magazine or from the video studios that are taping this show are in the background and asking, like, what the hell is going on? Why is this happening? And why is he acting this way? After the contract signing was done, the tour started. Now, my problem with and why I called quits is because there was a comment made while I was in the van, and the comment was made, "What kind of mother are you to pimp out your daughter?"
What? That's what
I
they
have
said.
a very big issue with that. When you bring my daughter into my tour, when you're making my tour goddamn personal because you have an issue with an ex actor.
Yeah, well, so that's the other thing too, and it couldn't have been her. I think this was a totally different person, someone else. But like we've heard a few stories of people who have gone through the manor, and like cuz Russ will do like his little interviews and stuff with them before their tour starts, and kind of gather information about them, and then while they're on their tour, like she said, he was in the van. This is back when he had the van still, where they would simulate an abduction at like a park. Someone, like, I mean, I don't know her story or whatever, or what the circumstance was, but they're like, oh, something about pimping out her daughter. Okay, let's say that. Like, they literally would use personal stuff against them. She's not the only person that I know I've heard say that kind of stuff. And it's like, clearly at McKamey Manor, nothing is really off limits, you know? A lot of things should be off limits, but they're not. So it's, I don't know. It is kind of messed up. I mean, especially if the daughter is, like, a minor, if she's young. But then she also brought her there, so, like, how old is she? I don't know. It's hard to, like, wrap my mind around that particular thing. Because I'm like, do I feel bad for her for that or no? I think I still should. Because that it's like you could say anything else, dude. Like, make fun of literally anything else, but like, why do you have to bring her kid into it?
Okay.
Then I was given a subject.
Just 1 second, Christina. So, you and this the one that shall not be named. You helped him out. Something happened in your house. The accusations or something.
It happened in Russ and Carol's house when he
Russ
was
and Carol's house.
living.
Okay. Then you went to your haunt because of these accusations. Russ made
right,
it.
Kayla.
Wanted to.
That's a good point, because it wasn't even her first tour. So like, why is she like, I'm gonna bring my child? But again, like, maybe she was an adult at the time. Who knows? But like, this lady, I mean, she's clearly not young, but she doesn't look. You know what? Maybe she has a of age child. I don't know.
Teach you a lesson or something. Is that what you're saying?
I presume so. That's what it was. But whatever feelings he had towards this ex-actor, don't bring your bullshit into my tour and make my tour personal against me because of that. And that's where my issue lies with Russ and the comment that was made. You don't do that. That's disrespectful to my child.
Hell yeah, it's disrespectful.
And I'm not going to tolerate that. And it's kind of like a mama cup.
Hey, listen, I'm a parent too.
That when you're protecting your children.
I get it. I 100% get it.
I mean, I can't imagine that whatever actor said that to her was probably one of those Mario and Luigi guys. If any of you guys have ever watched any of the McKamey Manor stuff, it's like it's got like millions of views, I'm pretty sure. They're two brothers who ended up going through the tour, and Russ fucked them up so much that they ended up wanting to be actors themselves. They turned into actors and started helping Russ do the scorching. So, I can't imagine those people have kids. You know, whoever said that to her probably doesn't have kids. That doesn't excuse it at all, but it's just like, for anyone who has children, like, it's pretty obvious it's kind of like, just don't ever bring the kids into it. What the fuck are you doing?
So when you went to your haunt, and obviously there was issues with family members being there and weird, hideous things being said, your daughter's being made to feel uncomfortable, and obviously you now know you've got to go into this haunt, leaving her outside, right?
Right. She was outside with the person that dropped me off, with the ex-actor that he did not like.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so we're up to date. So when you tell us what happened next. Like, what happened on the way in? Was like, were they heavy-handed with you? What was the next move from Russ?
Well, throw it in the van.
Okay.
And the next step is I do remember some bits and pieces of it, but one of the bits and pieces that I do remember, besides that comment being made, is I was given a liquid. Now, during this liquid that I was given, there's a period that I don't remember what happened in that van. To me, that's goddamn scary.
That is scary.
There's been lots of accusations against Russ, saying that he drugs people. But, like, even Carol came out and said that, no, he just gives people Tic Tacs. And, like, Lindsay said that he's terrified of drugs, so, like, he would never drug somebody. But it's like, the actors, could they be, like, roofing people? And Russ would probably, in my opinion, he would probably just turn a blind eye to that, you know? Maybe back then, anyway. Like, now, there's no reason to roofie anybody. But, like, if you have all these, like, actors with felonies and shit, doesn't matter. Russ is just there with the camera. He's the one telling people to do shit and, like, filming them doing shit. So, like, they're the actors are the ones essentially leading the tour. I can imagine that, like, they could just go along with that. But, yeah, that's interesting. The injections, quote unquote, that he gives them, Sequoia, it's a retractable needle, so it's not real. But I don't know. I guess up until this point, even Carol, and I believe basically everything that Carol says, Lindsay, I mean, she had been from the time she was on this interview panel, I think in the next episode is hers. But she had been estranged from Russ for like 10 years, so I guess it's entirely possible that she could be like, oh yeah, he hates drugs, he would never drug anybody, but it's like 10 years have gone by and he just got more extreme, maybe. I don't know. You like my shirt? Thank you. I got it from Blackcraft Cult. It's a great... It's the cult I'm in. I'm just kidding. No, it's a great clothing company. I stopped, like, buying from Romwe and stuff, and, like, Shein, because, like, fast fashion is terrible for the environment and stuff, even though, like, I got a lot of cute shit, and it's all, like, really cheap and stuff. Yeah, ethically, I decided to stop supporting it, but Blackcraft Cult is not like that, and they regularly have sales where things aren't super expensive, so, yeah, this is one of the shirts I got from there. I love it. Hashtag not spawns. It's like my favorite clothing company right now.
And do you know if that's ever happened to anybody else?
I have no idea if it's ever happened to anybody else, to be honest. But when my tour was over and I got out of the van, was dragged out of the van after I had already tapped out inside the van, I was soaking wet. Now I know I believe there was a cooler full of water in the back of that van.
Yeah, and there was.
Now, how in the hell?
That was that freezer. If you guys watch the video, the freezer that Russ still has on his fucking property that's, like, full of muddy, gross water. It's all, like, rusted and, like, falling apart. That same fucking freezer is what she's talking about. They used to have it. Because I didn't really include visuals of this in the video because it's kind of disturbing and I was trying to keep my monetization. But long story short, here, I'll do this here. Russ used to have this van, and from what I understand, Carol still has the van. Like, just, like, chilling there, like, what are you gonna do with it now at this point? But it's like one of those big, like, you can, like, an ice cream truck kind of van, except it was red. And he had, like, one of those freezers, like the ones that are on the ground that you can, like, I don't know, you, like, top load, not a top load, that's a washing machine. It opens from the top, okay, you know what I'm talking about, a big freezer, like a floor freezer, chest type of thing. So, yeah, it was full of water, freezing cold water from what I've heard, And so they would simulate the abduction. They would take these people and throw them in the back of the van and then force them to get inside this freezing cold water while they drive them around and shit. And they're like beating them up and stuff while they're in freezing cold water in the back of a van. Like, that's some wild shit if you really think about it. The gas mileage on that thing, I mean, just the weight of the water alone has got to be enough to really weigh that thing down. But yeah, dude. She took the van to annoy him. Good for her. Chest freezer, deep freezer. Oh, yeah, deep freezer, I think, is what I was thinking of. But, yeah. Anyway, that's... what are we talking about? We're talking about MCKAMEY Manor. Carol said last week she still had the van. Nice. I love that. Yeah, I don't remember who told me that. I think maybe it was just a comment or something. But, yeah, that makes sense.
I got put in it. I wasn't coherent when it happened, because I would remember something like that, because that's freezing cold water.
And she doesn't
Well, there's a
even
multitude
remember.
of drugs that you can be given orally that'll create temporary amnesia. You can be
Roofies.
100%,
Hi, Mom.
100% coherent
Like
and
roofies.
look like you're on nothing. And there's a multitude of... I mean, one thing that springs to mind that's a bit excessive of a suggestion, but scopamine is a powder that you blow in someone's face or you mix it up in a drink.
It's kind of weird that Ron knows this. Meanwhile, Ron has like all these axes and shit hanging on the wall behind him. You can't see it now, but when he comes back on screen, inevitably soon, you'll be able to see them. And now here he is like, there are these drugs that you can take that make you seem coherent, but you won't remember a thing. Hey, Ron, you're not doing much to like shy away from the creepy factor here, dude. You're just really, you're digging yourself a creepy grave is what you're doing here. So, like, can we tone it down a little bit? I think we all know what roofies are. We've all watched, is it The Hangover? The Hangover, they have, like, roofie shit at the end, right? Yeah, they do. Because what's his face got roofied? The guy who they were looking for the whole time. Anyway. To be fair, didn't she just get off a 19-hour flight, too? She'd be particularly susceptible to be getting messed up. Yeah, I guess so. It's just so weird. Like, and I'm not going to sit here and suggest that Russ was drugging people. Like, this has been speculated on a lot. And this is all just alleged. By the way, I guess I should have said this at the beginning, but this is all anecdotal stuff. Like, none of this has been, like, proven. Although, her shit's been taped, so it's like... There's tapes of this shit. Her tour, at least one of her tours I know of, if not more than one, are on Russ's YouTube channel, so you can watch them. But I can't imagine that you would see, like, if there were drugs in whatever liquid they gave her, I can't imagine that they would have, like, shown them mixing it up and stuff, you know? They probably just had it ready to go ahead of time. So I wouldn't put it past Russ to let his actors drug someone in the way that she's suggesting she was drugged. But I don't know, like, I believe Carol, and Carol says he never drugged anybody, so I don't know. But could the actors have without Russ knowing? Maybe. And
there's people that have emptied the entire contents of their house into a van on this stuff and have no memory of it. Like, no memory. So there's substances out there that you can be completely enslaved mentally and be told to do things, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm sorry if that scares you, but I'm just hitting you with the facts, because if you think that if you're given something, you're effectively sleepy or lying on the floor or like a dead weight. That's not the case.
And then after that situation,
I like how she's just like, anyway,
the safe word.
Yeah.
I had
anyway,
enough
Ron.
after the comment that was made about my daughter.
Yeah.
I should have just been let out of the van. I was dragged across asphalt in a parking lot. After my tour was already over, I was pushed in damn shrubbery after my tour was over. I should have never have been manhandled. I should have never have been touched anymore after I said the safe word.
True.
Correct.
And that is my other issue that I have with Russ. One of the other issues. And then after it was over, the people that were doing the witnessing the contract signing, they're the ones that gave me water, I sat in their car, are the ones that sat there to make sure I was okay. Russ didn't even make sure I was okay. Russ
Yeah.
didn't do shit.
So
Russ
yeah,
doesn't give a
total
shit.
lack of
I know
aftercare.
he made my tour personal,
Yeah.
and it wasn't right.
Yeah. No, I think that's pretty shocking. And I mean, for me, like I say, I'm coming in to this whole story late, and it is
Check
it's
out all
hard
those
to hear a
weapons
lot
on
of
the
this,
wall.
especially when
Ron's
it
a
gets to
creep.
the physical side of all of it. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many times to just keep referring to this guy as a lunatic, and the fact that his business practices seem to be more the sort of thing that you would expect from a sideshow.
Thank
That
you,
is
Loretta.
just
Maybe I'll
it's
look
all
into
very
that.
unprofessional. It's very disappointing in for anyone, I would imagine, especially because a lot of people, there's a lot of time they build up the myth of the manor, the myth of Russ, and it just ends up being a huge disappointment. Right. But since you started, Christina, Amy's come into the chat. Holly's dropped out. I don't know if she's trying to get back on. So
Yeah, Holly comes back.
If I just
I have more to tell you too. That just wasn't all of it.
Yeah, keep going, Christina. Just make sure you get your side.
So after the end of it, back in 2016, he decided to kept on slandering my name, saying that I'm going ahead and I'm filing legal actions against him. Now, if anybody has a goddamn brain that's listening to this chat,
tell them.
Yep.
And all they have to do is go to the county of San Diego, California. Any kind of information like that is considered public records.
Okay.
So all you have to do is type in, is there any lawsuits against Russ McKamey for 2014? You'll not find anything with my name on it. You type in for 2015, 2016, or up to present. There is nothing.
Okay.
And also Dick Cheney, which is a very active person that is against McKamey Manor.
Dick Cheney?
Made a live video.
That's interesting.
Back in 2016 with me in it. And he actually popped up the county of San Diego public records and typed in to see if there was any cases that I had filed against Russ McKamey. There was 0 records found. Anybody that's watching this video can go do that and go research for themselves. So Russ, you need to knock off your bullshit and keep on stop feeding these people that I filed a lawsuit against you, because I don't have the time, I don't have the effort to do it, and it needs to stop. And this crap's been going on for 3 years.
That's such a weird rumor to make up about someone. Like, I'm gonna try to slander this person by saying that they're legally putting a lawsuit out against me, like, and they're not, like, that is, like she was saying, lawsuits are public record. And like when I was researching for my McKamey Manor video, I was looking to see if there were any lawsuits against Russ, and unless I just don't know how to use Justia or like any of those database things, like I couldn't find anything. So maybe I'm just stupid, but yeah, no, I mean, anyone can do it. I don't know. That's just a really weird rumor to start. Someone's trying to sue me. It's like, all you have to do is Google it. Be like, oh, no. Actually, no, she's not.
And now everybody has directly heard it from me. No, there's no lawsuit that I have filed against McKamey Manor.
Okay, well, that at least clears up that for anybody who has been throwing that around, Christina, for sure.
And do I really hate Russ? No, I don't care what happens to Russ, to be honest. I've gone on with my life. So he needs to stop with the craziness of that too.
Bork, bork.
Just keep going, Christina.
And all this other accusations.
She's all like waiting for the dogs.
That I've been in hate groups. Yeah, I've been in hate groups. But if you ask the people in these hate groups, do they ever see me comment, or do they even see me get really involved? No, I really don't get involved unless somebody mentions me in a tag, and then I'll respond to it.
But that's literally it, though. It's just a matter of information. Like, once I'm pretty sure Ben was saying this, but, like, he joined the McCamey Manor Exposed group to get information about the haters, because Russ literally asked him to do that. And it's like there's no way to do that without being deemed a hater yourself, because once you see that information that they don't want you to see, then you're a hater. They no longer want to associate with you because you know the truth. And that's pretty much, I think, what happened to her. She's like, yeah, I was in a hate group, and even if she doesn't participate in conversations and actively try to take people down, like, even if she's not actively doing those things, if you're just being in the group, you're deemed a hater.
Other than that, I've gone on with my life. Would I recommend the McCamey Manor for anybody? Each year is their own. I personally wouldn't do it because there are such other good haunts out there, like Catus Silvus is one of them. The Fear Experiment is one of the guys that run it is called Timothy Grinder. He's one of the partners in it, and that's actually a really good, excellent haunt to go to.
If anyone wants to reach out to any of these people as well, I was saying this to Anthony earlier, I want to get as many good recommended haunts on here to rub Russ's face in it as we possibly can. Like, if we can promote legitimate haunts along the way, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm not cutting away from you. I'm just adding everyone back into the stream, so just bear with me. Trent, we're coming back to you. Don't worry. I'm just going to introduce Amy very, very quickly. What's happening? Okay.
I'm going to cut through Amy because here, I'll press play and you can hear her audio is like super bad, and then they end up kicking her off. So.
Yeah, we can hear you. Just introduce yourself very quickly, Amy, and we will be coming back to you.
Okay,
I just don't want people to not know you're here. And just introduce
just, like,
yourself.
Super quiet.
Give us a quick rundown on who you are.
Of course. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, you can't freaking hear her. Anyway.
Then I'm going to do a couple of videos that are a bit of praise up at you for if there's a need for it to go longer, it can.
There's a need for you to
Holly can probably verify some of this.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I don't know how much we skipped here, but this guy runs that Catus Silvus slaughterhouse, Tennessee haunted house place. I don't know. He's also the guy who, in a different interview, not this one, but he's the one who I think his cousin is the one who got dragged behind a truck on Russ's property and then ended up having to go to the hospital. He tells that story a little bit in a different stream, and I think he briefly mentions it here. But yeah, that's this guy. He runs his own Tennessee haunt.
Because Holly was with Russ during our whole time working with Russ.
Yes.
When Russ and Holly moved to Tennessee, I got a phone call saying, hey, you want to come help him unload his trucks and move into his house. So we showed up. 2-3 carloads of us.
She's just refreshing her page, by the way.
That's okay.
And anyway, as we got into doing the shows under the banner of McCamey Manor Presents Catus Silvus, we were given a list of people we were told to try.
Yeah, they had like a collab. They were like, because they were both in Tennessee at that point. So they were like, I don't know if, I think we might have skipped this part while I was skipping through the timeline, but yeah, they like partnered up together to do like a crossover haunt terror experience kind of thing. And that's what he's talking about right now.
Try to convince to come to the shows. Christina Buster was one of them. Lori Brotherton was another one, and there was some more people who I don't remember who they were. Basically, so Russ could get revenge on them. He wanted us to basically mislead them to thinking it was going to be a Catus Silvus show, but Russ was going to trap them. Somehow, I don't remember a lot of the details, but Christina Buster was one of them, and so was Lori Brotherton.
That's terrible.
And Marissa Phillips.
Okay, I don't know who Marissa Phillips is, but Lori Brotherton is the one that, well, one of the ones that I featured in the video. Now, I didn't show you guys her before and after, or what, well, I guess her after video, her exit interview, right after she was done. She ended up going to the hospital, but I didn't put it in the video because it was fucked up. And, like, literally, if you want to see it, not this Christina person, Lori Brotherton. She's not on here. She was in my video. if you just Google Laurie, Laurie Brotherton, or put it on YouTube or whatever, Laurie Brotherton interview or Laurie Brotherton exit interview, you'll see it. Like, it's right up, it's on YouTube. And she's, like, got part of her head shaved. Her face is swollen. She does not look like the same person. Her lips are huge. She's covered in fake blood, but I don't know if it's real. See, that's, like, part of the reason why I didn't put it in the video, because it was so shocking what Russ did to her. And yeah, all of the videos, or all the pictures of her injuries are, I think Reckless Ben put it in one of his videos, but, like, she was covered in bruises and scrapes, and, like, it's bad, dude. It's really bad what he did to her. And the fucking audacity of, what he's saying right now is that Russ wanted to trick her to be like, hey, come to this show that's totally not McKamey Manor, it's totally Cadis Silvis. It's a totally different company, like, come to our tour. And then Russ was just gonna show up to take revenge on her. Revenge for what? You sent her to the hospital, you fuck. Like, holy shit. And then same with Christina Buster. I don't think she ever went to the hospital. Maybe she did. I don't know. But she said she did the haunt 3 times. So, I don't know. But that is so messed up. Yeah, her face is extremely swollen. You don't think it was fake blood? I wouldn't be surprised. If you see her face, I mean, Russ does put fake blood all over people all the time, but, like, yeah, I mean, look at that video with caution, guys, because it is absolutely shocking how fucked up she is. I mean, even Christina, after, I know I saw, like, some of her exit interviews and stuff, like, she was even swollen. You know, her face was swollen a lot, but, like, not nearly as bad. Well, Laurie Brotherton, it was fucked up. That should have been attempted murder. I agree. What he did to Laurie Brotherton. Oh, Pop-Tart, are you puking? Oh no. Hold on, let me get her off my chair so she doesn't puke. I don't have her puke on the floor. Come here. Oh, Pop-Tart, you throw up on the floor. Okay. Yeah, you do that. Poor Pop-Tart. Okay, I'll put it right here so you don't have to watch her puke. Oh no. Do your guys' cats do that? Like, right before they throw up, they start going, oh! Poor Pop-Tart. Russ got to Pop-Tart, oh no. Anyway. Sorry, we'll continue here.
Yeah, after the Marissa Phillips initial tour, I had some heated words with a lot of people, including Russ and including someone who was no longer part of Cadis Silvis, about ethics and what I was and wasn't going to do, and things like how things should be conducted. And the first thing is we ain't giving nobody a beat down. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to add that there is a piece of the puzzle there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just bear with me 1 minute. In fact, I tell you what, Silva, I tell you what, why don't you just jump in with more of your part in all this story? Why don't you take this time to tell us about your section in all this?
Okay. Well, we had been kicking around the idea of doing, like, the original idea was like an extreme escape room type deal where it was a hybrid of a haunted house and an escape room. But
that's a cool idea. I'm gonna clean all that up back there. I'm still listening. These are wireless headphones, so I can still hear what's going on. I'll press play here. I mean, you'll probably be able to see me. It's just right there, but I'll be right back.
Way up in the amp from a traditional haunted house. Really turning up, you know, the intensity from a traditional haunted house. And myself and my cousin Gary are at Transworld, which is a huge trade show convention for the traditional haunted house business, for pumpkin patches, hay rides, escape rooms, all that stuff is what Transworld is.
I'm so glad you cleared that up, because I swear to God, throughout this whole thing, all of us have been like, what the fuck is Transworld? Like, is Russ like Is he like an
Just look it
aspiring
up, dude.
transgender? Is this a massive trans?
No.
So for those,
it is a trade show for the Halloween entertainment industry
Ron.
and for
Jesus Christ.
a lot of stuff.
He thinks he's being funny. That's not funny.
Anyway,
to ask, I'm glad you cleared that up for us. So thank you. Let's move along with that.
Gary recognized Russ.
Okay.
And so we talked to him, and he said he was looking to move from San Diego to somewhere else. He didn't specify where, why, anything, and he wanted somewhere where he can do his thing. And we suggested, rural Tennessee, the land is cheap, and you can get a lot of it, and people generally will respect your privacy. Next thing I know, and the dude didn't sit right with me at all. And this was a 10-minute conversation, maybe. But next thing I know, 2-3 months pass. It's probably May, maybe June. That I'm getting a phone call saying Russ McKamey has moved to Tennessee and he needs help unloading McKamey Manor out of some trucks. I lived right down the road from there. So I'm like, yeah, I'll come out and help you guys. And that's where I met Holly the first time. And there was 2-3 carloads of us. All came out. It was a bunch of junk. We know what haunted house props are, and that's not what we...
Yeah, with that trans world thing, it's like the biggest trade show for new haunted house, animatronics and shit, Halloween. It's like a Halloween trade show, huge. And for him, I guess he's not American, but I didn't know what trans world was before I started looking into all this stuff either, but it's pretty easy to figure out. And just because he's Scottish or whatever doesn't mean that he wouldn't know because he's not American. But I guess my point is you're super not researched in this at all, Ron. If you don't even see, that's why I'm ugh. I want to believe that this Ron guy is he has good intentions and he actually cares about the victims and stuff, but it's just stuff like that where I'm that's something really obvious. It's super maybe he was just trying to be funny and trying to make a joke, but that wasn't funny at all. But I feel you should know that. That is, if you've researched McKamey Manor and its history for maybe 20 minutes tops, you'd probably find him talking about trans world, and then you'd be led on to it. I don't know. That's just annoying.
We unloaded. It was just looked like shit from a junkyard.
Hi, Quinlan.
The only thing I saw that was even remotely interesting, and there was a Antari fog machine that he said was busted. That was it.
Would you guys agree with that? Would you say that?
Yeah, dude. Some of Russ's from one of his older YouTube channels. Some of his most viewed videos on those channels are walkthroughs of trans world. We're talking millions of views, dude. It's not it's just this weird underground thing that no one really knows about. It's a pretty well-known thing. I don't know.
There's a definite lacking of
it seems cool
within a McKamey Manor, and it's more
it's Comic-Con for Halloween shit kind of.
Yes.
As far as that, Holly was there that day. If there's anything she wants to add to it.
Besides moving, it was, so the thing about Russ, he was accusing Carol for stealing everything. That's not true. No. Okay. Carol left him his stuff. He didn't have a lot. All he had was the animatronics, the rat cage, the refrigerator, which he drowns and waterboards people in, the ball pit. It was a circular cylinder. It's you see that carnivals where you throw fake daggers or at people. Yeah, he has that. The mouse traps, the kitchen set that it's in the barn. Last time that was the last place that he had moved it. We moved it all into this big red barn, and everything came in one truck. one truck, and the rat cage sat in the middle of where 2 storage units are, and right next to it is a barn.
Okay.
And
yeah, that's that rat race thing that she's talking about. That's just like cages on the ground, and then he stands on top of it and sprays them with a hose. Yeah, he's literally, like, you can see it from satellite view looking down. He's got the barn, and then there's 2 like storage, what would you call them, like shipping containers, kind of. Well, there's, yeah, and then there's something else. It's basically like enclosed in, pretty much. You have to, like, there's like a little entrance and stuff to get to that area. But yeah, like from the outside, it just looks like shipping containers, like store or whatever. But no, it's on the inside. There's rat race. It's wild. It's so stupid.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just letting you elaborate on anything I might have left out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I think I sent you a video, Ron, of actually me showing up to the day of the yard sale. So,
shit.
And it wasn't very much of it. So,
Dude, she's so quiet.
Holly and Russ were behind the door when I showed up. But I believe I sent you the video of it, Ron, of the actual yard sale that I showed up, and there wasn't very much in there.
That could have been an email, Amy. Thanks.
No, probably like 4 days after Carol had left.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to circle back to Anthony just now. If you can grab, when you're talking, if you can lift your little mic on your headphones up a little bit.
Sure, not a problem.
That would be great. That'd be great. And Christina, I've just dropped you out. You're still in the chat. You're just down in the little bar down there, and I've just swapped you in for Trent. And I'm just going to circle back to Anthony, and you can continue on with.
Yeah, can y'all just like continue your story, please?
Okay.
Fuck.
After that, we get the word that Marissa Phillips is going to come for a MCKAMEY Manor tour. Now, our part in this was we were Kata Silvas, and it was going to be a joint show. MCKAMEY Manor presents Kata Silvas. So we sat and planned it out. It was our location, and not MCKAMEY's. It was ours. And we sat down and...
You know what I'm realizing is that behind this guy, he's got this flag that says Original Swamp Water. There's an MLM that sells something that they're all calling Swamp Water. Which MLM is that? It's literally like it just looks like green, sludgy, nasty shit. What MLM sells swamp water? They literally call it their swamp water. I know that's not what this is. This is probably something totally different. But like, yeah, there's an MLM that's just like, we have our swamp water every day. Like, shut up. Ugh.
Basically storyboarded everything that was happening.
420 viewers, nice. Blaze it.
And there was some things that somebody who is no longer a part of Kata Silvas, partially because of that day, but there's more to it than that, had wanted to do some things like shave her head and do some other things to her. And I was like, no, that's not necessary. Why the fuck are we doing that? We don't need to do it. But anyway, we had created a system where
Megan Deschart was definitely selling it.
Someone have a time to scare the shit out of her.
She's been in a million MLMs though. I'm not sure.
So we storyboarded all that out, and nothing ever goes always as planned 100%, and that's just to be expected. But we get her that day, and it's on. And they had her at our location. We had done a pickup. I wasn't at the pickup, but they picked her up from a hotel room, bagged her head, stuck her in a car, took her to the location. She didn't know where she was at. And some of the other members took their turns with her, razzing her, doing things to terrify her. And then I came in. We've released that video of my first interaction with her. She looked like a drowned rat. She was tied up and about 6 inches off the floor. Holly was there.
I think it works. And
we did our thing with her. I made sure what I did at least was safe, and as well as a lot of the other people.
This is irrelevant, but yeah, it's on the anti-MLM subreddit under it's tagged with "it works," and she's literally like saying, "I still drink my swamp water to go get the flu shot," like suggesting that it's just as effective as the flu shot. Your fucking nasty ass swamp water, gross. It's just bright. Not even bright green. It's just fucking green and nasty. Yeah, no, it's yeah. They call it swamp water. It's their green shit that they drink and it works. Like, what the fuck? Gator pee water, right? That's what Gatorade actually is. It's just gator piss.
We created an illusion where we were going.
Hey, Tanya, thank you for
I
being
think I was
here.
pretty good at convincing her I was going to set her on fire. But that was part of the show. It was.
What the fuck did I just miss? You setting
from-
people on fire? For the people who are wondering, Sarah, especially since you just asked, all of the McKamey Manor tour videos are on like, so I have them all linked in the description of my McKamey Manor deep dive video. But Russ has 3 YouTube channels, that he's uploaded. Most of them, I think, all of the newer ones are on McKamey Manor Presents, is what it's called. So if you go on YouTube and search McKamey Manor Presents, you will find one of Russ's 3. And that has a lot of the tours on it. They're very disturbing, though. Like, seriously, if you're gonna go watch them, like, content warning, they're really hard to watch because they're intense. Natalie Yarborough. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that so much. That's so kind of you. Yeah, so there's that. And then if you're talking about these interviews are on the McKamey Manor Exposed YouTube channel. So if you go into YouTube and search McKamey Manor Exposed, you'll find that YouTube channel. I think it has the Kool-Aid Man as the icon. They have a playlist of all of these interviews. So yeah, all of this shit is all over the internet.
all the way from top down. I did not know that before.
Liz, if you would like to watch this video without my interruptions, then do so. You're on a commentary YouTube channel, and I will provide commentary as I see necessary. So if you want to watch these, this goes for everybody. If you want to watch these without interruption, go do it on your own time. Thanks.
Beforehand, because I wasn't in the room, and it was a pretty big space with a bunch of little rooms. And that this former Kata Silva's person pepper sprayed her. I didn't know that until months later, and I was fucking pissed that you had to pepper spray a little girl. But on the bright side of that, Russ did catch a face full of that pepper spray too. I didn't know that had happened at the time. And when I found out, I was fucking livid. But her tour one is now. I was given what I was told is that she would go until she decided to call it quits, to tap out. And shortly thereafter, my time with her, she tapped out. We did some things that were safe, but absolutely terrifying. And well, all of a sudden, wait a minute, she wants to go again. And apparently, to my understanding, and since then I've seen the video, Russ had given her a waiver that she signed 3 times to come to where she tap out and then go again, and then tap out and go again, rinse, repeat. Well, Russ talked her come to end to continuing the show. And a bunch of more shit was done.
Okay, you're on the wrong YouTube channel then, Liz. Bye.
And her head was shaved. I did not like that idea. Most of us didn't like the idea. We were told that she signed off on it and knew it was going to happen. Come to find out that wasn't true. I was fucking livid about that shit. But anyway, then the end of it saw her 5 hours later. She had already tapped twice. I coming back to. I knew it was planned to put
how do you tap
a
twice?
barrel full of really stinky stuff.
I mean, when you say she tapped twice, do you mean they started, she tapped out, and then she decided to go back in to the?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Having seen the video and knowing what really happened, she was highly coerced.
What is that, Quinlan? I don't even know what that is.
I did not know that was happening at the time. We were not in the room when that happened. Anyway, I come into a room and she's in a barrel of ice water and a bunch of stinky stuff and used cooking grease. And
ew!
I see this.
So like cold ass water with like cooking oil, like bacon grease or something. Like, just, like, floating on top in chunks. Can you imagine? Ew. Ew. Ew! That's gross. If that's what he's talking about. Freaking ew. So, like, he's making it sound like... I'm trying to follow him. It's a little bit hard. Because I feel like there's a lot of, like, missing pieces to what he's trying to tell us right now. But it sounds to me like him and Russ... And let me know if you guys are hearing this differently. Him and Russ tag teamed it. And they're like, let's, like, collab, basically. And then they had someone there. And while they weren't in the room, Russ was doing, like, some dangerous-ass shit that he didn't approve of. Including putting her in wet-ass water. Cold-ass water is what I was trying to say. And grease? Ew.
Grabbed this former Kata Silvis by the back of the shirt and yanked him out of the room, and I told her, you get her out of that right now.
Is it really?
Or else I'm calling it, and I will blow this whole fucking thing out of the water.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me coming from Ron.
And Russ was in there interrogating her about some dumb shit. Basically trying to make her look bad.
Amber.
I didn't know exactly what was going on at the time, and I didn't know for the longest time until I actually got my hands on the actual unedited footage. And even thinking about it makes my fucking blood boil. And for those who say that Marissa's tour was staged, I don't know what the fuck happened in California, but I do know what happened in Tennessee. And that girl went through hell.
This whole thing is a health hazard,
and
dude.
I have remained in contact with her.
Do you think people are saying it's staged because they don't fully understand what would happen if you were sat in a freaking barrel of ice cold water, and because it was maybe one thing for prolonged time, they're like, oh, she got it easy. But listen,
no. By then, her head had been shaved. She'd been drug all over the place.
Okay, yeah.
She had eaten worms.
Yeah.
She thought I was going to set her on fire.
Yeah, you can't fake shaving hair or eating worms. I mean, yeah.
Right. The worms are real, but it's worms. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to hurt you.
It's just gross.
Plenty of people eat worms for a stunt.
Thanks, Quinlan.
You pay me enough, I'll eat worms.
Yeah, sure.
It was all supposed to be safe and nothing to cause any permanent harm to anybody.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay.
In hindsight, and having seen the footage, it was a year later before I actually got a hold of the footage of that day, of what really happened when we weren't in the room.
Wow.
Pissed me off.
I bet.
And, but after that, her show, Russ really needed people to do the actual MCKAMEY Manor. And the first one to sign up.
That's so crazy because meanwhile he's like, we have 27,000 people on our waiting list. But like, here's just another story here, just suggesting that, yeah, like the waiting list was a lie. And we all know that by now, right? It's been verified by many people. But yeah, he supposedly has a 27,000 person long waiting list, and this guy's just like, yeah, after that tour, like, he was like desperate to get people to go through the manor. And again, need I remind you, it's free to go through the manor. He just requires a bag of dog food. But I also think, well, I think he like has them give a deposit or something too, which I don't know what that's all about. But my cat ears are crooked, huh? Anyway, yeah, funny how all those 27,000 people just disappear after you put people in bacon grease. Ew.
As my cousin Rhett got talked into it.
Okay.
Rhett wouldn't tap out, so Russ drug him behind his truck through gravel while
Christ.
he was wearing nothing but a tank top to cover his chest,
that's
and
his
he
cousin,
wound up
I
in the
think.
hospital.
Yeah.
Damn. So it's quit or die, really. That's basically what we're talking about.
Okay. That was not okay at this point, but I also saw the other end of it as in, like, Rhett knew what he was getting into. He signed that waiver because they asked me to do it, and I said, I'm not fucking retarded.
That's a bad word. Don't say that word. Hey guys, don't ever say that word, and I don't condone him saying that. But the thing is that, unless I'm mistaken, because that waiver is like 40 pages long, unless it was one of the earlier forms of it, but I'm almost positive, again, I could be wrong, that it doesn't say on there, you may be chained to the back of a truck and dragged through gravel at 30 miles an hour, you know? I don't think that's on the waiver. Maybe I'm wrong. So, but in that kind of situation, you can't be like, he knew what he was getting into. I don't think anyone expects to go to an extreme terror situation like this and expect to be actually chained to the back of a truck and dragged through asphalt, rocks, gravel. Like, I don't think that anyone expects that. Why would anyone sign up for that? But then again, I mean, for sure it does say that he'll pull your teeth out and your nails and stuff, and he's never, allegedly has never done that. So I guess there's plenty of stuff in the waiver that isn't true. I don't know if that's on there. But yeah. And you're right, Tanya. Consent can be revoked at any time. Russ does not adhere to that at all. There are certain times afterwards where he would come up with a safe word and he would act on that safe word. But before that, he was advertising it for a long time as no quitting, no exceptions. He would, I think an hour through the tour, he would stop and be like, would you like to continue? And that was their only chance to get out. And if they said no, then it's all right, no quitting then. And it's no quitting, no exceptions. That's what I advertised it as, you know? It's all really messed up. Especially if you just don't know what he's about to do next, dude.
And
I didn't go, if that's what you're asking.
Beating somebody up or hurting them is not entertainment. That's not what I signed up to be a part of. My cousin Gary also took...
Oh, hey guys, MCKAMEY Manor Exposed is in the chat. That's the, also, hi, Wolf, I'm assuming that's you. That's the YouTube channel that this and all of the other videos are listed on. So he's in the chat right now. You can go and view his profile if you want to find all of the good stuff. The toenail video I showed you guys earlier, that's on there. Yep. Lots of good stuff. So definitely go check them out. And thank you for your service. All right.
The tour, his drunk ass quit because he split his pants and had to piss.
What? Okay, sorry to pause again. Champagne Hand, thank you for the dono. Imagine making a stand about wanting to watch this source material without commentary and then going off on your own only to be met with Ron. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I think I provide better commentary than Ron does. I also don't have weapons hanging up behind me on my back wall, but you know. Yeah, no problem, Wolf. Oh, Chris is in here too? I've heard your name get thrown around a lot. Yeah, what's up, guys? Happy to have all of you here.
And was just sick of the bullshit. He came right to the bar I was working at right after and sat with me and had a beer. You know, he's like, I'm fine. I just had to piss and I was sick of his bullshit.
I mean, it sounds like that. It doesn't sound like a haunted house to me.
It's not.
I mean, if you were to sell it as mock torture and abduction,
Russ's torture palace.
Russ's torture palace. You know.
Here's one big distinction. I work in the haunted house business, as does the rest of the family.
Yeah.
MCKAMEY Manor is not a haunted house, and I'm not going to tell you Katie Silvis is a haunted house. It is not. It's for people that want to take it to the next level of terror.
You sold it. How did you put it? Why did you put it when we met? You put
an extreme terror experience.
An extreme terror experience. See that?
That's not false advertising.
A little bit more grown up than haunted house.
Yeah, it's not a
that too.
I work in a real haunted house that, you know, it's open Halloween season and it's fun for the whole family, and we hope you come out of there laughing because we made you jump.
Yeah,
that's it. You know,
no trips to the hospital or teeth getting out, or what about live cockroaches in the mouth? Any of that? No.
Now that not in a traditional haunted house, no. But I'm not going to tell you we won't do that at Katie Silva's.
Oh shit!
But then again, it's not going to hurt you.
Hey, listen. I've never done this. If I was in Tennessee right now,
we know
Ron. This would be me going on a tour through all of these, and you all pissing yourself laughing at me running like a just. I mean, they'd have me in pigtails running away. That's what would happen.
Ha ha ha! Well, so funny. Shut the fuck up.
With Katie Silva's, we kind of
annoying.
set the tone right away. We pick you up from a hotel room of your choosing. We throw you in a coffin and put you in the back of my hearse.
How about this? How about this? I'm on the Kida Silva's YouTube page just now, right?
Yep.
Ooh, they have a
if
YouTube
I'm on
page?
your videos, okay, thank God, it's not like a mess of videos like my page. So, which one of these? There's a couple of. There's one that's called Brandon Goes in the Woods at Kida Silva's. 3 minutes.
I'm gonna fast forward through this part because I do remember watching through it, and there was like fake blood and stuff. It's also like depicting the scorcher, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to put you guys through that if you don't want to watch it. But hey, apparently Kata Silvas has their own YouTube channel, even though I guess they're not in operation anymore. But if you want to go watch those videos, go for it. It seems like it's along the lines of MCKAMEY Manor, except maybe not as extreme.
And people can sit down and really suck in all the key points in a much more formatted and entertaining way. If you want to come back for all that, you're more than welcome to. I just want you to know, don't worry that if we don't have time to cover
I guess Ron is short for this guy's name is Ronald.
It's not, you're not going to get forgotten about.
Sorry if there's any Ronalds out there. I just like, he doesn't look like a Ronald, you know, because maybe I just think of Ronald McDonald. I don't know.
If you've got anything else you want to cover, just feel free to just pop it in just now. Just pop it in, not a problem, mate.
Well, I'll give you my parting words, and then let more important people who have more stories to tell, let them have.
I do have a question for Anthony.
Okay.
Anthony, hello. Yes.
Hey, Holly.
Hi. And my question was regarding, see, I was unaware of what Russ was doing, but it was a video from Christian Elliott, and he said that Russ was talking to you, because I remember we were playing Frisbee golf in the park.
I know, she's gorgeous.
Do you remember that day? Yeah.
Yes.
Was that the day that Russ took you aside and he wanted me to get it into the stripping business?
Yes.
Okay, see, I had no idea that he was trying to I don't know what is the correct term for that, like
he was trying to put you on hold.
Yeah, he was trying. There you go. And see,
Russ
I didn't know he was doing that. So this is new to me. You know, it's just, so can you please elaborate more on that, please?
Okay, well, I don't remember a lot of the details on the conversation. That was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
But that day you had come out and was playing disc golf at the park.
Yes, I remember.
Russ pulled me to the side as we were walking along, and you were probably a few hundred yards away from us. And he asked me about getting you into it. I'm like, dude, that is not
like against her will.
Something that you have a say in. Is more or less the way I put it. Is, you know, that's something. If she wanted to get into that, you know, I work in that business.
Oh my God.
But that's a decision you have to make.
Yeah,
that is not a decision for anyone else.
Right. And I just wanted to show you how much control he had over me. So he owned my body. Russ MCKAMEY owned my body. If he wanted to pimp it out, then to whomever, that's how. Thank you, Anthony, for validating that. That I just wanted to let everyone know how much control that my mentor had over me. He owned me. If he wanted to put me on the pole, then I didn't have a say in it, because this is new to me. This is, you know, this is new to me. But thank you for validating that. I just wanted to let everyone know how much control Russ had over me.
Wow.
Well, I do want to elaborate on a few other things involving you. One, I wish we had really known what was going on, because I don't live that far away. And I didn't care what time of the day was. You could have rang me up and I would have come and got you out of that house. Because we don't play like that. And the other thing,
if I had a phone, Russ had the phone. My phone had no Wi-Fi. I mean, not Wi-Fi, but not connection at the time that we went.
Right, and I'm sure you probably had no idea what to think of us, because when we were around, we kind of amped it up to 11.
Right, this is sad.
We amped up the creep factor because that's what we're supposed to do, because we're supposed to be big scary guys.
Yeah.
We're also real people that don't condone any of that shit. But the other thing is, on your last, one of your video interviews of the audio, you had talked about being forced into the drowning tank and the head cage thing.
Yes.
I have the video of that.
Yeah, Sarah, it's bold but doesn't surprise you. Yeah, I mean, it almost does, only because of the way that, like, Lindsay was talking about Russ, Lindsay being his daughter, basically saying that, like, for example, like, he didn't like dogs at first until Carol came along with all of her dogs or whatever, because they would, like, hump things, and he's like, that's dirty. Like, if you are so bothered by dogs, like, doing something that comes naturally to them like that, like humping shit, if that grosses you out, but you're totally okay with literally pimping out your girlfriend, or at least trying to talk, not even trying to talk her into it, clearly he was going to do it against her will, trying to put her into a strip club, like, why is that totally okay, but like, dogs can't hump things, that's dirty? It's just like a weird double standard. Like, if he has control over you, then, like, I think he just wants to push the limits and push the limits and push you as far as he possibly can, just to see what he can get away with, even if it goes against everything that he, like, supposedly stands for. It's wild. Like, it's crazy because he is always saying, like, he doesn't let people swear while they're doing their tour, or, like, there was a point in time where he would, like, end the tour if you said a bad word or something. But, like, meanwhile, while I was researching this video, there's, or not this video, but the, excuse me, the deep dive, I heard him drop an F-bomb, I heard him drop a few bad words, so it's like, he's just, there's a double standard, he's hypocritical, Russ does what he wants, and fuck everyone else, you know? It's just wild. I know she's expressing her experience, but I wish she didn't speak of herself that way. Well, I mean, I think we all can agree with that, because Holly is obviously a beautiful, smart, like, well-spoken woman. But, I mean, considering what she went through, like, she was literally saying, like, Russ owned my body. Like, I mean, and I've never been through a situation like she has, but I can imagine that going through that really makes your self-esteem at an all-time low. I can't imagine she has, or had, at this point, hopefully now, a few years later, she has her, at least some self-esteem back, because she's fucking beautiful, and just worth so much more than Russ, you know? I'd have to imagine that she really was, like, this was a lot more fresh back when this interview happened, so unfortunately, I think it adds up, which the way she talks about herself, like, it adds up given the experiences that she just came out of. But yeah, it is sad, and Holly deserves so much better, and fuck, I hope she's doing okay these days, you know?
Thank you. If you can,
I will release it with your permission.
yes, can you release it to Ron? Ron, if you're there, can you
Ron's always here. It's okay.
Okay, hi, Ron.
Unfortunately.
I have that video to validate what you're saying.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I think that what he's talking about, the video, he's saying that, like, when, I mean, I can pull it up right now. It's on Wolf's YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure. Where there's videos of, that got released through these people, I guess, or, you know, not through Russ himself, of him forcing Holly into the Head and Shoulders tank, you know? And I really wish Ron wasn't the one she, I know. I know. But, yeah, there's videos of that. There's videos of him forcing her through Rat Race, all that stuff. Let me see here. I think it's on this YouTube channel. Actually, let me just see. Holly. Oopsie. There's one that's like, how Russ treats the women he loves, or something like that. Not Holly in the Backyard. No, it's not this one. I'm not sure what it is, actually. It's on here somewhere. I mean, I don't know. Seriously, go on to MCKAMEY Manor Exposed after this if you want to see all that. But maybe it is this one. I'm not No, that's her in Rat Race. There's another one somewhere where it's like he's just like keeping her head in that Head and Shoulders thing. And like she's like begging to be let out. He's like waterboarding her and shit. I guess it's probably for the best that I don't show that here anyway, but yeah. It's messed up. And he made her go through the manor multiple times, dude.
I know you're aware of the hard drive that floated around.
Yes, and that was Russ. It had gotten into an ex
Right.
actor. I don't know who had gotten it, because he just said that someone was exploiting me, and I never got the right names. Like I just knew that there's a sex tape of me being exploited around, and someone was selling it. But if you could, I don't know, elaborate, or because I'm totally in the dark at this stuff. If you don't mind, I appreciate that.
Oh wow.
This is all new to me, so
sorry, I was just noticing his tattoo, and he had his. It takes up his whole hand. No wonder you noticed it. Like, I mean, I didn't know what that was before anyway. Elise, thank you for the dono. My Sphinx cat. Oh, you have a Sphinx cat. I want a Sphinx cat. Oh God, I rescue all of my pets though, so like I don't want to go through a breeder to get one. Anyway, sorry. They're so oh God, I love Sphinx cats. Anyway, watching our first live of yours. Going to bed soon though, so have a good live, everyone. Even if the subject is pretty depressing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Give your hairless naked kitty all of the love for me. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Anyway, yeah, that tattoo is massive, and if it's such a hate symbol like that, oh my God, like imagine it's like wasn't Kat Von D, her husband has like a big swastika tattooed right here. Like, why do people do this? Why the fuck do people do this? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I did, Kyle. Eat my butt.
I'm trying to process.
We were trying to chase down the footage from the Marissa show, as well as the other shows done under the MCKAMEY Manor Presents Kay De Silva's banner, which would have been Jeffrey the Cricket Eater. It would have been several people.
Yeah, it's way bigger than I thought it was going to be. That's
that we
what
had
she
agreed
said.
that we would receive that after it was done.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah, he wouldn't.
Eventually, that ex-admin or whatever that he had sent his broken hard drive to reached out to me and says, I've got your footage.
Okay.
And I said, okay, you know, what will it take to get
thank
that?
you, Bunny.
And I said, I'm not interested.
I like my blue lip moment,
he told me he
too.
had Russ's personal hard drive. And I said, listen, I'm not interested in anything that doesn't involve Kay De Silva's. Well, he sent me the whole damn thing. And I know what was on it. All of the stuff from you that doesn't require or that would require an adult model release, my copy has been destroyed. It was destroyed immediately.
Okay.
We didn't need to see that. We didn't ask for it. We didn't want it. I know other people got copies of that hard drive. I'm not exactly sure who they were, but I know that other copies of it got out. It did not come from us.
Okay.
But I saw it. But I do have the footage of you being put through the manor, and it looked pretty damn unwillingly.
Okay. Yes. If any of that information or that sex tape or my body's being exploited, can you give it over to Ron and his team?
Right.
I appreciate that.
All of the, shall I say, adult content of you that I had was immediately deleted.
Okay, thank you.
Adult content?
That's not something that, listen, I come from the strip club and adult entertainment background. I see people that get exploited. That's not what we're in the business of doing. I also know the laws that come around that. And that's not something we want anything part of. So when I received a copy of it, that was immediately destroyed.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Listen, I know I pause a lot, and I apologize because now I'm like, hang on. Did I miss something here? He said a video footage of her in an adult situation, and he's like, when I got a copy of that, I deleted it immediately. So he can't be talking about, like, her just in the Head and Shoulders thing. Like, the adult content was not deleted? Really? He's up here lying about it? How do we know? That's fucked up. Was Russ thing with Vegas watching? Vegas isn't real. She talked about an S tape. Oh, you know what? I feel like I heard her say that when I was watching through this earlier. But if that's, I don't know, it didn't register, I guess. But what? I missed the big part. Do I need to rewind? No, I mean, I think we get the gist of it. Why would you... I guess you can't question Holly because, like, or any of these people who are victims because, like, they clearly didn't have a choice in anything. But, man, like, how can you let Russ be like, let's film a sex tape? You know? Ugh. I mean, can't be too judgmental because clearly he had a very tight grip on these people, but, like, wow. Yikes. And then he sends it to people? Oh my god. Ask Holly if she wants it for her records and delete the tape, anyone who has it. He purposely did not delete it? Are you serious? That's sickening. That's sick. Yeah, I'm oh, he brought it up when I was talking about cats. That sounds about right. Okay, hold on. I am gonna rewind it, guys. I'm sorry. Just a couple minutes here. Sometimes I'll just talk about cats and I get really distracted.
But if you could, I don't know, elaborate, or because I'm totally in the dark at this stuff. If you don't mind, I appreciate that.
Okay, I remember
this
this
is
part.
all new to me, so that I'm trying to process.
We were trying to chase down it with your permission.
Yes, can you release it to Ron? Ron, if you're there, can you
Ron's always here. It's okay.
Okay, hi Ron.
Yeah.
There's Ron.
I have that video to validate what you're saying.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I know you're aware of the hard drive that floated around.
Yes, yes. And
Thank you, Nikki,
that was Russ
for the dono.
It had gotten into an
Loretta, thank you for joining.
An ex actor. I don't know who had gotten it, because he just said that someone was exploiting me, and I never got the right names. Like I just knew that there's a sex tape of me being exploited around, and someone was selling it. But if you could, I don't know, elaborate, or because I'm totally in the dark at this stuff. If you don't mind, I appreciate that. So this is all new to me, so that I'm trying to process.
We were trying to chase down the footage from the Marissa show, as well as the other shows done under the MCKAMEY Manor Presents Kay Silva's banner, which would have been Jeffrey the Cricket Eater. It would have been several people.
Right.
But Russ wouldn't give us our footage that we had agreed that we would receive that after it was done.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah, he wouldn't.
Eventually, that ex-admin or whatever that he had sent his broken hard drive to reached out to me and says, I've got your footage.
Okay.
And I said, okay, what will it take to get that? And I said, I'm not interested. He told me he had Russ's personal hard drive. And I said, listen, I'm not interested in anything that doesn't involve Kay Silva's. Well, he sent me the whole damn thing. Oh. And I know what was on it. All of the stuff from you that doesn't require or that would require an adult model release, my copy has been destroyed. It was destroyed immediately.
Okay.
We didn't need to see that. We didn't ask for it. We didn't want it. I know other people got copies of that hard drive. I'm not exactly sure who they were, but I know that other copies of it got out. It did not come from us. But I saw it. But I do have the footage of you being put through the manor, and it looked pretty damn unwillingly.
So why would he keep that then?
If any of that information or that sex tape or my body's being exploited, can you give it over to Ron and his team?
Right.
I appreciate that.
All of the, shall I say, adult content of you that I had was immediately deleted.
Okay, thank you.
That's not something that, listen, I come from the strip club and adult entertainment background. I see people that get exploited. That's not what we're in the business of doing. I also know the laws that come around that. And that's not something we want anything part of. So when I received a copy of it, that was immediately destroyed.
All right, thank you.
but everything else is still intact. I don't have it with me today, but I do know who has it.
Okay,
And we can get that footage out with your permission.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Anthony. I greatly appreciate that. Helps me with my case I have up against about the ongoing case that's up against Russ McKamey. So I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Anthony, what I'll do is
Okay. Whoa. Freaking whoa. Okay, I'm glad I rewound that so we could all watch that without me being a Ron. Only 2 copies of the drive survived today. The video she is playing is a few years old. Okay, but like, how do you know all that? Is it, maybe it's talked about in one of the Facebook groups or something. Yeah, what is the proof of that? So from what I'm understanding, they had the McKamey Manor, Kata Silva and McKamey Manor did a little collab kind of thing. Russ said that he would hand over all the footage of those, of the collab tours, and then he didn't. And Anthony is like, hey, we agreed to have this footage, let me have the footage. And an admin of Russ or someone who somehow had access had that hard drive and was like, here you go, here's all your footage. And then there was also footage of Holly and a sex tape on that hard drive. And he's gonna sit here and be like, yes, I definitely deleted it. He definitely deleted it, but then he kept the rest of the footage of her being exploited in a not sexual manner. I mean, either way, it's all fucked. Yeah, I don't know. I bartended in a strip club. It's all about using people. Did I say thank you for your donation, Nikki? Thank you. I appreciate it. Many black men were killed drugged behind a truck. Yeah, I feel like that's a thing, huh? That's messed up. All of it's messed up. It's messed up that Russ did it, much less for fun. Right. Yeah. I mean, this is just proof of how deep this rabbit hole goes, because, like, Joe G gave the drive to Rich Anthony. Who's Joe G? I don't know that name. Is that an old admin or something? Yeah, see, like, when I tell you guys, like, when I was making this McKamey Manor video, I was literally scripting that video for like 3 weeks, like just sitting here at my computer watching video after video after video, reading post after post after post for weeks, like hours and hours. And I still don't even have, like, I've got like the tip of the iceberg. That is how deep this rabbit hole goes. And that is also why I've like wanted to do these live streams, because I knew that there was like a bunch of shit still left over that like I still needed to go through, and mainly these interviews, and like it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Damn, what did she say about a case against Russ? She's mentioned it a few times that she has like lawyers and they're building a case and stuff, but again, this interview was like 3 or 4 years ago or something like that. So it's like nothing's been done now. It's been 4 fucking years. What now, you know? It's wild. I appreciate it, guys. But yeah, there are emails of Holly talking to a lawyer about Russ on the... Yeah, I know that Wolf got into his emails and like posted all those. I haven't read all them though. But yeah, interesting. Okay, I'll have to like dive deeper into all that. It's just when you think that you've like learned everything that there is to know about McKamey Manor, like the rabbit hole just keeps like getting deeper and deeper. I feel so bad for Holly. I want to hug her, and I want to, I'm not going to say what I want to do to Russ, because I don't think YouTube would like it, but it's not nice.
I'll send you a couple of links that are encrypted file sharing networks, that are genuine encrypted file sharing networks. So
gotcha.
When it comes to sharing files, as soon as you hit send,
Interesting.
It's completely encrypted between you and me. It decrypts my end, and it's just.
I don't like this. I don't like the way that they're like trying. You know what is happening right here? What we are watching happen right now is that Ron is trying to convince Anthony, and I guess Holly by extension, to send him her sex tape. And he's like, oh, it's totally encrypted, it'll be fine. And Holly's like okay with it. And it's like at this point, she was freshly out of her relationship with Russ. Like, she hadn't been out for more than a few months, I don't think, if I have my timeline correctly. Because I think they broke up in 2019, and this was, I'm pretty sure, in 2019. So maybe only a few months. so you have this group of people who are like willing to help her, or like, you know, saying they're willing to help her. But like when you really look at the substance of what's happening here, they're just like, yeah, send me the sex tape. And then do what with it? What are you going to do? Send it to the police? Holly probably, she's capable of doing that. Send them to Holly. Like, why does Ron have to be the middleman here? Why does he have to see that? That's weird. That's weird. Maybe I'm like overthinking this or like looking into it too deep. Like, I don't know. You guys let me know if I'm being weird about this, but to me it seems weird that Ron's just like, yeah, send it to me. It'll be totally encrypted. It'll be fine, Holly. Yuck. Just, hey, Anthony, send it over to Holly and let her decide what to do with it, you know? The drive is 2 terabytes of videos. Wow. May 2017 to July 2017. That's 2 terabytes. That's from back then even. That's a lot of space. Like 2 terabytes is a decent amount of space today, let alone 6 years ago when file sizes like just generally weren't as big as they are now. Like did they even have 4K back then? Like I don't even know. Still though, yeah, I can't think of a single reason why Ron would need to have any of that. That's weird. I'm not overthinking it. Okay, thank you. See, like this whole time I've really wanted to believe that Ron, like, obviously he's just misunderstood. I've wanted to believe that. Like, I've wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I don't know. This is creepy. This is where I'm drawing the line where I'm like, wait a minute. But also, like, Quinlan pointing out the tattoo and, like, all that stuff is just kind of like, okay, wait, this guy might be a creep, actually. In Ron's defense, I can't believe I'm saying that. Holly did say, send anything you have to Ron and his team. Right, I know she said that. But my point is like, she's, like, very vulnerable right now. She just, like, at this point, she had just gotten out of the relationship with Russ. She's a broken human being, and you have people who are like, yeah, let me help you. Like a damsel in distress, sort of, you know? And they're just like, yeah, sweet little Holly, let me help you. I don't know, it's rubbing me the wrong way. But anyway.
Super safe for anyone that might think that they're smarter than us.
Okay. On that being said, my battery on my phone is about to run out.
No problem.
And I want to give the floor to people who can say a lot more important things than I can.
No problem. Well, thank you for joining us, Anthony. And
I mean, I think she would say that because she's like I've been saying, she's like vulnerable and like just getting out of an abusive relationship. Like, I think it's kind of unreasonable to expect that she would know how to defend herself right now. And maybe I'm not giving her enough credit, but it's like, considering what considering what Russ did to her for 3 years, like, you don't just like wake up and you're fine. Like, that takes a lot of healing to get back to a place where you have self-esteem and you're able to defend yourself. You know what I mean? I don't think it's fair to judge her and be like, I don't get why she said that that's okay. It's like, because I'm not trying to be a dick to you or whatever for saying that, but like, I really think that she needs to be given some grace in these situations because of how Russ really fucks with these people.
We will continue to play your videos, and we'll definitely.
I appreciate that. You know, at the end of the day, we weren't the real victims here.
Oh, really, Wolf? Yo.
Yeah, I understand, and we're actually starting a new series at some point between now and the end of the year where we're looking at alternative businesses, alternative sort of lifestyles, and big tattooed extreme horror families definitely fall into alternative
Bloodbattery. Vegas isn't
business.
real.
So
it was never
I would
real.
love for you to come back and really just go more in depth about what you do, the family, get them on, and really just push and showcase everything as a whole, because I think a lot of people who don't know about extreme horror experiences would love to just a bit of behind the scenes, and just if you'd be up for that.
Right, Bunny, exactly.
All right, yeah, absolutely. And in closing, I just want to tell Holly or anybody else, you know, if you need somebody to talk to or reach out to, we're here. Awesome. We're good at keeping our mouths shut and our ears open, and we get it. We know what you went through. We're sorry it happened. And in a lot of ways, we feel like we failed you because we were in a position we probably could have done something.
Uh-huh.
But
and then at the same time, it's like, well, everyone's been scared of Russ. Like, Holly is the one with balls here. Holly is the one who spoke out and was like, hey, I've been in an abusive relationship with Russ for so long. And I think, I mean, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure she's kind of the one who steamrolled, who got this all kind of going, where people started feeling safe to speak out against Russ because she did so publicly, you know? Loretta, thank you for the $5 hairs. You can get deeper in the rabbit hole if you want. I asked someone if they could help you. If you keep going with this, they have 25 fucking years of Russ. God damn, do I even want to know? Yeah, I mean, I'm not like looking to spread any like misinformation, and not to say that any of it's misinformation, but like he said, she said kind of shit. Like, this is just, I think these interviews are really interesting because it's like coming directly from the sources of people who we know have stories about Russ and stuff. I don't want someone to waste their time by sending me a bunch of stuff that I'm just going to be like, well, how do we know if this is true? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, sure. No, I mean, I appreciate it either way. I just, man, like rabbit holes like this really get overwhelming. And then it's like, how much do I share? You know, all that stuff. But I appreciate reaching out like that.
in that, I'm going to go ahead and let you go and let other people take the floor with more important shit to say than I got to.
No problem. Well, we're gonna get Trent on. We're gonna try and get Amy back. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Carol. Yeah, Carol. I'm sure she's got a lot of dirt on Russ. Wow.
For waiting on us.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. I'll watch from my desktop.
No problem, brother. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Yeah, Trent. Thank you so much for waiting, mate. And it's just one of these show formats where it's a big rotating fish, rotating fest, not fetish. Wrong.
A rotating fish.
So that's the whole other live series. So yeah, Trent, just get stuck in. Tell us the meat behind who you are and how your story fits in with this. I'm just going to jump onto Facebook while you're doing that, just to make sure Amy's okay. And yeah, please do just continue this saga. If you can, move closer to your mic, speak up.
Right, Frank,
and,
that's how I'm feeling.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we can.
I'm gonna skip through this guy here too because I remember he like cuts out and you can't hear anything he's saying. It's really hard to listen to.
I helped him. I took care of the dogs while he was supposedly.
Oh wait, hold
on. A couple other guys and
maybe I went too far.
My 9-year-old daughter.
Get that! Okay. What a fucking freeze frame right there. That is a glorious thing. We've all phone was dropping.
Okay, I think this is a good spot. Maybe.
Is this any better?
Yeah, that's a bit better, brother. Yeah, thank you. We'll let you know if anything else happens. We'll let you know.
I had my I was charging my phone, and sometimes if I got it on the charger, it doesn't. You know, anyway, so
anyway, before he gets started, I just really quick, I want to shout out all the people in the chat who are helping us all with all of this lore, because yeah, I'm only like, I mean, I've been like looking into MCKAMEY Manor for like years now, but like never this deep until the past like month or so. So there's still a lot that I don't know, and I know there's a lot of people in the chat who don't know a lot of things. So to the people who are here, who have been absolutely like balls deep invested for the past however many years, I appreciate you being here and kind of clearing some things up in the chat. I really, yeah, thank you. You guys are the real MVP. I appreciate it.
If y'all hear me, I'll go on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trent got into trouble for what? Jesus Christ, these people.
Got to meet Russ whenever he first moved up here from San Diego, right? And I was kind of a local here and started watching the feeds, man, several months, man, a year or so before, and just kind of got into it and whatnot. And then the more we watched it, I mean, we were watching live feeds on you know, every Saturday just to kind of watch the funny bullshit that went on in the front yard, whatnot. And, started commenting on some of his live feeds, and then he had that Russ
kidnapping, Jesus
fake
Christ.
sign back in the day when he first moved here. People didn't want him here, and my 9-year-old daughter was like, "Hey, let's make Russ a new sign." So we made Russ a new "Run Russ Out of Russ Out of Town Bake Sale" sign. And we took it up there to him one day.
Jiminy
and,
Christmas,
he put
that's
us on
wild,
live,
Frank.
me and my daughters. And it was a big to-do, man. And he just loved the sign, and everything was kind of going good and whatnot. And we became friends, man. We, just kind of hit it off pretty good. At that time, I was still pretty snowballed by the bullshit of all of it, and it was interesting to me, and I like horror movies. I've always been into haunted house. I love that stuff. So anyway, we got to be friends with him. We got to hanging out with him. Had him over to my house a few times. Cooked dinner for him. I was up there for 4 or 5 shows or tours, I guess you would say. I helped him with the camera work and whatnot. During the contract signing, I was there, I think, for Dan Hubbard.
Exactly, Kayla. Yeah.
Lala. There was a couple of Josh Norris, a couple other guys. It was about 3 or 4
It's a
weeks
circle.
ago we did this, and we gradually got to be more friends. I became a moderator on the page. Everything was going real well. Basically, in a nutshell, this went on for
That
a
was
few
the
months.
nastiest, like,
I'm
gonna throw up.
We went to see a movie together up in Spring Hill, up around Nashville one day. Overlord. We went to see that, and I felt sorry for Russ, man. I mean, in a way, because he was, what he was doing seemed pretty cool. Everybody was interested in it. But when he first came here to Tennessee,
I mean, he was very good at making people feel sorry for him. That's like basically how Holly got sucked in, because he started telling her that Carol was torturing him, basically. Oh, I'm sorry, scorching him. Please, YouTube. Yeah, dude, has anyone told me how much we've been promoting? Oh, you have been? Oh, that's so sweet. What are you guys from Wolf's group, the MCKAMEY Manor Exposed group? Because my sock account is in that group, because my main account is in the MCKAMEY Manor official group. I mean, I'm gonna look right now and see if they picked me out yet, because I know ever since you guys took it over, like, they haven't kicked me out yet. Oh, wait, you know what? I think they might have, because it's not in my shortcuts anymore. MCKAMEY. Oh, shit. They kicked me out, guys. Okay, I'm finally kicked out. So let me join the MCKAMEY Manor Exposed group here, so I can be all in it, because, yeah. I just sent a request. I know MCKAMEY Manor Rejects is one. I'll join that one. Oh, they're making me answer questions. I'll do that in a second here. Isn't there one that's like MCKAMEY Manor Talks or something too? Anyway, hi Tish, good to see you. Wolf made a post. That's so awesome. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm in there. I just, like, it's on my sock account, because, like, I didn't want, while I was researching, I didn't want to get kicked out for being in a hate group. So, but now they kicked me out. So finally, it literally took them like 4 days. But all right, you're in the MCKAMEY Manor official. I mean, they always seem to post when people post hate shit, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're talking shit in there, but great. Yeah, Russ for sure has grooming tendencies. He finds the most vulnerable and takes advantage of them by building trauma bonds. Thank you for the dono, bunny. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Russ definitely knows how to do that, so he's really good at doing that. Okay, here, let me press play here so I can answer these questions, so I can get into these hater groups. I'm gonna be officially indoctrinated as a hater tonight, everybody. Thank you.
A lot of things that we were seeing here were obviously things from San Diego, and you know, it was a confusing thing for us here local to wonder what's going on in Summertown. You know what I mean? Nobody knew what was going on in Summertown. All I was hearing from people I know here is there screams up there. There's some guy doing up there this unbeatable haunted house. He's torturing people, pulling teeth. And it's like an extreme tour, all hands on.
Thank you for the swift exception, friends.
You know, obviously it was pretty interesting, but it just we began, like I said, I worked in the moderator.
Yeah, I don't use Facebook very much, but hopefully now that I'm in those groups and it's on my like main Facebook page or whatever, because I mean I don't go on it very much, but if it shows up on my timeline and stuff, I'll make sure I'm like liking all the posts so it gets shown up in my timeline. So yeah.
Here on the page, I helped him.
Thank you, though,
took
guys.
care of the dogs while he was supposedly going out to San Diego to see Holly, when apparently that wasn't the case. But I watched Baby here and took care of the dogs. Me and Greg and Becky Shima did for about a week, and like I said, everything continued to go pretty well. They gave him a bed. They felt sorry for him because he was sleeping in a trailer that was pretty much filthy, flea infested.
Hold on, who was?
And it was just.
Hold on, I'm gonna rewind a little bit.
God,
My bad. He's not talking about Russ, because he was telling about feeling sorry for Russ, and now he's saying sleeping in a trailer with fleas. Is he talking about Russ? Hang on.
But it just we began, like I said, I worked in the moderator on the page. I helped him. I took care of the dogs while he was supposedly going out to San Diego to see Holly, when apparently that wasn't the case. But I watched Baby here and took care of the dogs. Me and Greg and Becky Shima did for about a week, and like I said, everything continued to go pretty well. They gave him a bed. They felt sorry for him because he was sleeping in a trailer that was pretty much filthy, flea infested.
Yeah, he's talking about the dog. But like, see, that's how gross Russ is. I'm like, I heard that, and I'm like, is he talking about the dog, or is he talking about Russ himself? Russ's trailer had fleas, and he'd sleep on the floor. Ew. Okay, so I mean, both of them really were. That's crazy. How do you live in a condition like that? I mean, like, I remember seeing and thinking in that what was it? The Guardian, when they did that video on MCKAMEY Manor, like back in San Diego. It looked like a hoarder's house, which, you know, I can't really judge, but, like, there was shit everywhere. I'm like, you know that you're gonna have a filming crew coming to your house to film shit, and you're not gonna clean up at all? Like, what are you doing? So I guess it's not surprising. Still, though, ugh.
And it was just, you know, God, it was horrible.
He said incest.
You know, it was
I don't know.
like a dog
Gross.
that he lived in.
Yeah.
It was pretty nasty, man. Really, it was really. It's not sanitary at all. I mean, it's really, really bad. And
no furniture. Wow.
Well, we continued on through our friendship, and I helped him do a few things. I helped him in a lot of different ways.
Like,
man,
just get an air mattress. They're like $15 at Walmart, and Russ works at Walmart, so I'm sure he gets a discount. Why sleep on the floor when you can get a cheap ass air mattress?
Like I said, once again, I felt sorry for him because I felt he was cool at the time, and I felt bad because of the locals were hating on him and stuff. And, you know, I thought, hey, man, give the guy a chance and whatnot. Well, so that's what I did. And then we had a big falling out on Thanksgiving because I invited him down for a Thanksgiving dinner with my family. And then we got to talking a little bit about stuff. You know, he knew my situation. I was a single dad and had been for a year and a half or so. My ex-wife had some drug abuse problems, and I ended up taking my children from her. And, you know,
he didn't work at Walmart back then.
And,
gotcha.
He knew all that, man. He knew that whole past. And anyway, there was some discussion about my ex-wife who had been she had some sexual abuse in a young age, right? And
that's sad.
I talked to Russ about it one day, and he asked me, what did I do to help her? And I said, well, you know, I did everything that I could. I mean, you know, I took her to counseling. I tried to haul her in one day. You know, she was not clearly ready to talk about it. You know, in 8 years, and she held all these inner demons in her body about what happened to her at a young age, and she didn't want to talk about it. She was very aggressive. She had a lot of just problems that spurred from it. And I don't think that
You don't say.
I think that it was basically because she had never really dealt with it, and she was carrying it, and you know, it caused a lot of problems in our relationship, and it ended up in a divorce. And Russ just basically, when I told him this story, you know, he just pretty much just flew all over me and accused me of not doing enough for her. Wouldn't even really give me a chance to explain what I did for her.
But how is that even, like, how is it Russ's business? And how dare, like, the audacity of Russ to be like, here's what you should have done to save your marriage. Like, fuck you, Russ. Like, who's gonna take relationship advice from Russ? Who's gonna take advice of how to deal with victims of abuse from Russ? Gross. No.
Years of trying to get her some help, you know, I mean, but you can't push somebody into talking about stuff like that. You know, it's got to be when they're ready to do it.
And especially if you're not a professional. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and defend this Trent guy because apparently he's a piece of shit too, according to people in the chat. But, yeah, what is... I think it's just another power thing with Russ. He's just like, you know what? I'm Russ and I know everything, and let me tell you what you should have done. Like, listen to old Uncle Russ next time. Gross.
And
projecting,
whenever
yeah.
He just thought that I should have just, I guess, like, grabbed her and drug her into a mental hospital. And, you know, I did everything I could, man.
How does Holly get more beautiful every time she shows up, dude?
I wanted my family to be together. I wanted to help her, you know, but in the...
Oh, you're frozen again, dude.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get Trent back. I don't know if Holly, have you got anything you want to add just as until we wait for
Kayla, that's
Trent
a good
to come
point.
back?
He didn't end the friendship with Russ because he was a bad person or Trent saw what he was doing was wrong. It was just them getting into a personal thing. Yeah. Well, Trent, such a good guy. I don't know. I don't know the dude, but if he's kidnapping people, then he sucks.
Put in on any of this.
Yeah, I have my notes with going back to Russ McCamey land, McCamey Manor. I call it Lie Land. Traveling back to Lie Land, and what I wanted to
it's like Disneyland except way worse.
Touch base here is when you're in a very toxic relationship, what happens is, in my experience, your prefrontal cortex, right here, the part of your brain,
Holly
when you're
coming in
in
with
a
the
very
facts.
insidious, toxic relationship, what the prefrontal, for those of you who don't know, for the prefrontal cortex, do you know what the functions are, Ron? Or
yeah, Ron, who's had a decent night's sleep, could probably explain it to you.
Okay.
Ron, just
if anyone, if it was like a life or death situation and someone was like, Savannah, please tell me what the prefrontal cortex does and what its functions are, I'd be dead. Did I go to high school and learn this shit in biology? Yup. Do I remember it? No. And Holly's over here like, you know, right? I'm not trying to talk shit about Holly. I love her. I just thought that was really funny. Be like, excuse me. Do you know the functions of this part of the human brain? No, I don't.
Wanting to make sure he doesn't sound like a buffoon. So I'm just going to say you're the expert on this. I'm just going to let you go because that's...
All right. Well, for that, the prefrontal cortex is implicated in planning. Kayla. So all your planning, decision making, all your cognitive behavior, personality expression, moderating social behavior, that all happens in the prefrontal cortex of the human brain. Okay. Now, what's very interesting, and this is from my experience, when I was in that toxic relationship with my tormentor, I've experienced dissociative disorder, meaning when you're dissociative, you're not aware. You feel like you're watching a movie, but you're not participating in the movie. You're not participating in life. You're just you're in a vehicle, but you're in the back seat. You're not. Your life is the vehicle, but you're not the driver's seat of your vehicle. You're in the back seat.
Right.
That's what dissociative disorder. That's what it's like. It's a gross simplification of it.
See, I should know that, Quinlan.
That's I've experienced because of
the
when
part
you're
of my
in a
brain that's
very
broken.
toxic relationship, you can actually have permanent brain damage to the prefrontal cortex of your mind. That's very serious now, because the longer you're in a very abusive relationship, the more it's difficult to heal from that, from being dissociative disorder, from brain fogs, memory lags. You just don't know where you are, your surroundings. You're just lost. Just when I was at the Manor, and after I left Tennessee, I was in that fog, that brain fog, this lost, very confusing state. I didn't know who I was. I mean, I was in survival mode for so long, and that's what happens when you're in if any kind of abusive relationship. Your brain's going to switch on to survive. Your brain wants to survive. It's going to kick on to survive. But once you're away from that relationship, it's hard to shut off that survival mode. And then comes the onset of the CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It's not the same as PTSD. They're both very serious conditions, but complex post-traumatic stress disorder has to deal with the permanent brain damage to the prefrontal cortex that was caused by a very abusive being. And this is where I vouch for brainwashing. This is where brainwashing comes from. You can actually permanently damage a person's brain, which I believe Russ McKinney has done to me, caused so much damage by being so insidious, bewildering, bullying, abusive. It has caused the damage of dissociative disorder, and to heal from that, it does take time. It does take time. I had to go back and write down, like with my notes of the abuse, and then I had to go and kind of ask myself, okay, what happened? Because I was in such a total state of just shock. It was just like, I don't know how to explain it. Just like, there's soldiers that go to war and then they come back. That's PTSD, but for a toxic relationship, it's CPTSD. So I just want to show you that brainwashing is real. What he's done to me, the brainwash damage, it did cause damage. I'm not permanent because I'm healing. I'm healing from the damage that he had caused during my stay here.
Is there anyone who can confirm or deny what she's saying? Because, like, what she's saying makes sense. I just don't know if there's any, like, actual, like, to be able to say that you get actual damage to your frontal cortex if you're in, like, an abusive situation like that. I mean, like, it makes sense, but I also am an idiot, so I don't know. Complex and ongoing. Right, yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about this stuff. I don't want to sit here and be like, wow, yeah, Holly, you're so smart and so right, because I don't know. Dissociating doesn't always go away. Right, yeah. I feel like that's, I don't know. You have a lot of psych background? Okay, CPTSD is often for complex and is ongoing. Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone's case is different. I don't know, I just, it's fascinating. The difference between CPTSD and PTSD is that complex PTSD is from being in a traumatic situation for an extended period of time. Right, yeah. But it changes how you use dopamine and other things. Okay. But, like, she's saying that she's healing from it. So, like, is that something you can come back from? I don't know. it's all fascinating.
I
We've
stay with
got a
him.
question from April there. How long were you with Russ?
About I want to say 3 years. I was originally going to go to McCamey Manor in San Diego
Yeah.
back in 2016. And then I pulled away. I did not. I got scared and I left it at that. But then he started to lure me in by
Oh,
and
Bunny, that makes
and Carol
sense.
has touched base about that because he would flirt with many women upon women, Skyping them, flirting with them, luring them in, love bombing them. Hey, I'm gonna make you a model, you know, the whole Hollywood spiel. He wanted me
Tale as
to
old as
kind
time,
of
huh?
save him from I guess he wanted me to come over to San Diego to kind of save him from Carol, which, you know, he told me this, and that's why I call it lie land with and when you talk to Carol, Carol will talk to you about this. And at the time, what got me onto McCamey Manor with my background, I was starting to get into the BDSM community. So I was interested in BDSM, and I thought, okay, you know, that's you know, it's kinky, it's fun, you know, that's just I thought I wasn't fully involved. I was on a website, can't remember the
Lots of good
website,
stuff in the chat
but
here, guys. Thank you.
I was opening to wanting to do BDSM. That was a lifestyle, or I just was curious about it. And so me and Russ, we started talking, but Russ didn't want me in it, but he wanted me to bring like dresses that are kind of like latex, like that kind of like the latex material.
So he didn't want her to be in a BDSM lifestyle, but he also at the same time was like, I'm gonna pimp you out to a strip club. Also, can you please wear attire that is conducive to a BDSM lifestyle, please? I don't know. It sounds to me like Russ was kind of into it, but what do I know?
To bring dresses to model for him. So he wanted me to come over, move in with him in San Diego, cook for him. He wanted me to be his personal trainer. He wanted me to go work at 24 Fitness Gym, which is in PQ, Rancho PQ in San Diego.
Okay.
He wanted me to get him healthy.
I mean, is
he
she
molded
qualified
me
for
and
that?
wanted me to become his bodybuilder. He's the biggest fan of female bodybuilder, and so.
I mean, listen, no disrespect to any female bodybuilders. No, I'm
Yes.
not. But that is an interesting key factor in his long-lasting relationships.
I sent you a message on Discord, by the way, Ron. Kemi's daughter messaged me on Instagram.
Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do is we're going to be wrapping up this show a little bit early. I want to give Russ's kids the platform.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
Trent's managed to come back in. I know Dan Truelove has
I think
got
this
something
might be
waiting to
kind of
say.
towards the end of it.
We're going to
here.
be wrapping this up in about 10 minutes, guys.
Okay.
And about 20 minutes after this ends, I'm on the
forward a little
stage.
bit.
So if it goes longer, Carol, and like, is it happening? It's happening.
Actually, I think this is about the end here because I feel like I remember wishing that Holly was able to go on and continue talking, but he like ends it and cuts it off here. So, yeah, I think the next stream is the one that they do with Lindsay, Russ's daughter. I know there's one coming up with Carol, which I cannot wait to watch. Like, I skimmed through that when I was researching, but like, I got most of my information about the Carol situation from, that interview that she did with that Josh Pooper Trooper guy, who he was on this last interview too. So yeah, man, this has been a really great stream. I feel like I've learned a lot, and there's a lot of great information going on here. We have been going for about 2.5 hours though, so we probably should wrap it up. It's almost 8 o'clock here. I gotta get the kids ready for bed. Do all the wifely, motherly things. Well, no, I mean, my husband's downstairs with them, so it's fine. But hey, I appreciate you all being here. I'm not sure what the schedule's gonna be, like when the next stream's gonna be. I just know that between now and Halloween, like, I just really want to keep up on this MCKAMEY Manor interest path, because it really is fascinating. And now I'm like, I mean, I've been pretty invested, obviously, because I worked on a video about it for a month. But I feel like, especially after this stream, like after watching this interview, maybe it's because Ron wasn't interrupting the whole time, but I feel even more invested than I was before. So, yeah, wow. Anyway, I appreciate all the discourse in the chat. Everyone's being kind and informational and chill with each other. I appreciate that whenever that happens. And yeah, we're gonna end it here, guys. So important to find a process and a provider. Yeah, I like what you guys are talking about. Yeah, don't use BetterHelp. I know there's like shit regarding all of that. Boston, your name is Christina Kuzi. Post a lot, but I'm friends with Chris and Brandon, and I think we could probably work out getting you some interviews. That would be cool. I would love to. If anyone wants to talk to me, cool. I mean, I'm not gonna like force it on anyone. Like, if people want to talk, I'm more than happy to have them on here and to just like talk about stuff without me interrupting them every 30 seconds like Ron. So I would love to just like give them the platform to do that. Yeah, we can look into it. Now that I'm in the Facebook group, you guys can send me a message on Facebook or whatever. Because I have my DMs turned off on Instagram and stuff. So, but anyway, thank you for the nice, warm welcome, Wolf. I appreciate being let into the group after I've been banished from the MCKAMEY Manor official group. Such a shame. Darn, I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, yes. Before you go, please leave a like on this stream. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody. Oh, let me see if there's anyone live right now that I can redirect to. Please hold. I bet the stream got demonetized, huh? Oh, yep, already demonetized. Just like last time. That's so annoying. Fucking YouTube. Okay, anyway. What am I doing? Customization. There's not really anyone live right now. Just the regulars, Atheist Experience and the Young Turks. But yeah, okay. We'll just that's not end scene. Here we go. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being in the chat and being chill. Thank you for everyone who joined. And yeah, I'll schedule another stream like this probably within the next few days. So keep an eye out on my channel. Much love and appreciation to you guys. So I will see you all later. Bye!